load up and let's see how the rest of this stage treats you.
All right. Yeah, we shall see. And we now exist on the internet.
Hooray.
Get ready for pain. Alright, let me switch over to the retro layout and we'll get the game loaded up. We'll make sure all of our chat stuff is actively working. Hey, Lion Tamer's here. I see Lion Tamer in chat.
Yeah, Lion Tamer and Sourlet are here.
Lion says, I love the loading bar representing time until stream starts. Technically, it's just a loading animation. I don't wait till it fills before I start. It depends on whether or not I'm ready.
Yeah.
But it loops indefinitely after, I think, a couple minutes, and then the track repeats. But, yeah, I figured it'd be a good indication of what we're doing. And let's see. Hopefully I don't need to change the volume of God Hand. I'm going to set that here. Folks that are tuning in, let me know if you can still hear the game audio over Matt and myself. I had to adjust it slightly when I was doing the offline session the other day.
Yeah, I can hear the audio. We're a good bit louder than it. Also, the screen is black.
Yes, let me refresh this. There we go.
Oh, yay, technical dip. Oh, there we go. I can see.
All right.
Also, hello, Pink. Lion Tamer trying to get me all riled up on food theorists again.
Is Food Theory a show? Because I've heard you talk about it a couple times.
Yes, it is the third channel owned by MattPat, who
Okay.
does game theory and film theory. He also does food theory.
What does he
And
talk
just,
about
like,
on there that's so controversial?
Just stuff like, oh, don't eat pasta hot, and apparently eat more chocolate than spinach.
Hey, we have a first-time chat from Bing Search Engine Stan.
Oh, hello, Bing Stan.
I recognize that person from Wazzy's stream, right?
Yes.
What's up, Bing? Thank you for jumping over and tuning in. We are going straight into God Hand, straight into pain, but I'm going to go do some shopping first.
Yes, it is time to suffer. Let's see what you can buy post-grade Sensei.
It's not the end of the stage, so I don't think anything is unlocked, but there is something that I want to slot in since I can afford it.
Yeah, might as well.
So did you say that this food theory encourages people to eat pasta cold?
Yeah, and I actually watched the video. The science behind it is chilling pasta after it's cooked actually makes the glucose strands more resilient, and they take longer to break down. So your blood sugars don't spike as quickly. And then reheating pasta makes it more resilient.
Okay.
So
sure.
technically, leftover pasta is healthier for you, blood sugar-wise, than fresh pasta.
As long as you don't reheat it.
Well, no, reheating it actually makes it more resilient.
Oh, but it's healthier if it's cold first and then it's reheated as opposed to eaten fresh out of the...
Yeah, like, fresh out of the bowl is less healthy than letting it chill and then reheating the leftovers. It's silly and it's science, I guess, but it's also a matter of just like, I don't know, I fell out of love with how MattPat's style of video making. So it's more a matter of now that he has 3 channels and all of them are the exact same format, just like on slightly different things. And also he has extremely clickbaity titles. I'm just like, please be a little bit more straightforward.
All right, what I've done here is I've gone and bought Shaolin Blast. I don't think I'm going to need it immediately, but it is good to have just in case I get lucky with drops on orbs for roulette, and it does a ton of damage.
Yeah, that was one of the 3 orb ones, right?
Yep, it's one of the 3 orb ones, and unlike the normal and easy difficulties, well, normal for sure, you get 6 orbs throughout the game in normal.
Yeah.
And on easy, I think it's 6 too, but not on hard. They give you a max of 5, I think, by the end of the last level.
Okay.
We'll see after we beat this one if they give me the final unlock. But yeah, they don't give you enough for 2 of those. That would be far too easy.
Yeah, that make the game real easy. Also, my timer saying 4 channels because you just Game Theory Live. Also, first time chat from Draftswine. Hey, Draftswine, welcome to Raku Streams.
Hey, Draft. Good to see you over here, coming over from Wazzy's channel. I know you're a regular there. Welcome.
Also, hello, Funkhauser.
Hey, what's up, Funk? Oh boy, I'm not getting a break.
Nope.
So this section of... Go ahead.
I was going to say you sit still for too long. Now they're just coming and be like, nope, you got to get going.
Yeah, this section of the Mirage Town, as it's called, is kind of unique. Oh boy. Hold on, I'm going to need to reset my skills too. I have reverse sweep on. Yeah, alright, let's just restart with full health. Unlike the previous sections of the entire game, in fact, which are zone and kind of wave-based, this one has randomly spawning in enemies in waves, and it just starts as soon as you enter. They'll port in and then just keep coming at you. So it's kind of an endurance section, just not as terrible as the flying pyramid, and nothing as terrible as that, thankfully. Yeah. Let's see, we'll put Stomping Fist back on. And so the name of the game here is to be ready for the waves and sort of take them out in sequence. And basically I have, I think, 2 major sections to move through, and then we hit a boss. I think there's this one, there's one right after it, and then
I'm assuming it was stage boss as well.
Oh yeah, you could probably guess who it is.
Yeah.
This be a good chance to warm up.
And get you all fired up.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and Lighterman was saying apparently dark chocolate has more iron than spinach. Yeah, that didn't surprise me, because like milk chocolate in and of itself super unhealthy.
But it tastes good.
I say it as I have M&Ms in front of me.
Well, you're not eating milk chocolate for the health benefits, right?
No, never.
Well, you could, but I imagine most people aren't.
I mean, if you look at the health benefits of like endorphins and positive vibes that you get from like the chemicals that release from your body because you're eating something sweet, then yes.
Oh, there's a villager in here. Okay. I do not have the waves here committed to memory.
I'd be shocked if you did, honestly.
Yeah, no, I did a long time ago, but through each wave is usually 2 to 3 dudes at once. It becomes a matter of divide and conquer, so you can take them all out kind of individually.
Yeah. And the easier you can 1v1 in this game, the better off you are.
Yeah. Easier said than done in a lot of cases.
Absolutely, yeah. I was gonna say you might as well Typhoon Kick here just to get them off your case. Because you have a card that'll get you too.
Yeah.
Well, in most cases I would say that, but apparently getting kicked in the face. And that knocks one of them completely out.
Yeah, Typhoon Kick's damage is gonna... Oh boy! This thing is gonna fall off. It's like we got a 1 stream reprieve from all the demon spawns, and now they're back again.
Yeah, 'cause I think it really helped that like those zones felt a lot like they're ones that they just wouldn't spawn them. Well, that's play out there.
Yup. Should have gotten some distance. I didn't see that the demon dropped a sword. Or the one turban dude dropped a sword.
Oh, yeah. Red Dragon saying I should be in a cheer uniform. Oh, boy, that would not look great.
There's nothing wrong with Matt's Jean cosplay.
Yeah. I think it's a good look. The asymmetrical sleeves are really pop.
This area also sort of comes down to drops. There's a lot of these vases Oh, there's a rocket launcher. And
oh, that's good.
Depending on what the game decides to give you, you can either get lucky with some power-ups or get jack squats.
Yep.
I know what I'm most likely to get.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you're on hard mode. I feel like drops are also affected by difficulty.
I've wondered
I
that.
don't know if
I've wondered that too. I think it's just random, but I don't know. I'd have to look and see if anyone's actually been able to prove it.
Yeah, if there's an actual science to it.
Yeah, you might be right, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I couldn't say with absolute certainty. And that's a lot of work for me to put in for double checking a thing. Like,
Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Game says screw you. Game says screw you. Oh man.
yeah.
These are the sailor type enemies, like the medium-sized mooks from the docks, I think. We're gonna see kind of a mix of the ones that are gonna come at me here. Yeesh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a fortuitous little health giblet.
Pity cherries. I'm gonna take your
Better than
advice and
none.
see if I can Typhoon Kick just to clear the wave. Because I am on a bit of a timer with the guy getting beat on in the other section of the room there. Oh, come on. Oof. I don't think that's scripted.
Yeah, because if it was scripted, it'd be the same kind of demon each time.
Well, I'm pretty sure the demon spawns can be scripted, but the demon types that come out aren't. With the exception of the very first one you fight in the game.
Yeah.
So in theory, if I'm unlucky enough, I could get a demon spawn every single enemy.
Yeah.
Floating
Oh,
butterfly.
Mind Hammer saying, also, Matt and Raku, I want to restart my Digimon save file now that you two are here. He wants to be named after my Rise Greymon, and he wants to be named after Coronamon in Digimon Dawn.
I don't know what those are, so I will. If you know more about Digimon than me, which is most likely, I will let you decide. You get first pick of that.
Let me double check which one Coronamon is. Because if it's just shaped like a Mexican cerveza, then I don't want it.
Or a virus.
Or a virus that crippled the planet for 2 years.
Aw.
I'll take Coronamon. I'll let Raku be Rise Greymon.
Oof. Bad time for my analog stick to slip. Ugh.
Yeah, that's very bad timing. Oh, there we go.
You have to remember where the checkpoints are here too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's important to note that Rise Greymon is essentially just a dinosaur with a jetpack and a gun.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the Digimon designs can boil down to creature with some sort of weaponry.
Yeah, essentially if they're in Ultimate or Mega forms, it's basically just whatever the prior thing was, just give it a gun.
Right. Or make it hot.
Or make it hot. Or both.
Or both.
Yeah. Make it hot and give it a weapon. And Jeff Swine is saying, Matt Rocco, choose red, blue, or green.
Blue? I'll choose blue.
And fittingly enough, I'll choose red.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Oh, come on.
Apparently I'm best known for my shirt color.
And not having a canon name.
Yeah.
That essentially makes you the Team Toxicure ensign, doesn't it?
At least I'm not Wesley, I guess.
Okay, let me
So,
see.
having met Will Wheaton in passing, or seen him at conventions, genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, he does seem like a nice guy. He was always at the PAXs when I used to go to those.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like a pretty stand-up dude. Everybody called him the Nerd Pope.
I mean, he did create essentially a law of interacting on the internet.
I very heavily govern my life by that law.
Yeah. Oh, likewise. It's such an easy one to follow.
Did you ever hear the MC Frontalot song they made based on the law?
I didn't actually.
It's called Your Friend Will, and it's a fantastic song.
I'm going to have to look that one up. Let me write that down for myself so I don't forget.
I forget which album it's off of, but there's never any harm in continuing to check out MC Frontalot's work. He's one of my favorite rappers. Also genuinely nice guy. Alright, did they...
There's him, and I know Wazzy and I have a soft spot for Dwayne and Brando.
I'm sure they were very heavily inspired by him, having come later. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it? Oh, little dudes. Okay, let's see. Hitting the one got him off of the villager. I think he's just cowering in the back. So now let me see if I can pull the larger one. Cause I'm due. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're gonna do this. From what I remember, the waves do stop eventually. They're not infinite. The game wouldn't give you an opportunity to just farm money anywhere, of course.
Yeah, or yeah. It's just... I absolutely guarantee that this is not infinite, because if it was, like, I would almost argue that it would be a, like, end game... Well, it would have to be an end game speedrun, like, farm spot.
Yeah.
Where they'd be like, yeah, they're willing to give up, like, 3 minutes in order to get the enough cash to get the specific move.
Yeah, that would definitely be exploitable. Yeah. Get over here, sucker.
Having said, it would be a nightmare on Kick Me sign runs.
Oh, another one? Okay. Oh, come on, really? It's going to be kind of a sight reading effort to figure out what the waves look like, because I believe the waves are set every time.
Yeah.
And they're at an interval, but I am now out of health. Ah, come on. This is kind of a throwback to the earlier level with the rosaries. The point is to kill enough enemies to get the rosaries to move forward. I think there's 3 of them again.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah, it was actually funny. I was just double checking. Yeah, it's 3 rosaries to pass.
Yeah.
And my guess is that rosaries drop on specific waves.
Specific waves and or different set spawns in an area, I think, because this is kind of like a room-based area.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Get off me. Get off me.
And just double checking because I thought I'd poke into one of the wikis. There's only 7 different kinds of enemies that will spawn here.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, it's time based. So if I take too long dealing with one wave, in theory, I think they can pop in like one massive group, which I want to avoid.
Oh yeah, at all costs. Like the only way that'd be good is if you had 3 orbs, waited for everything to spawn, and just Shaolin blasted everyone at once.
Yeah, we'll be here forever if I do that.
Yeah.
But there's also weapons that pop up that I can make use of.
Oh, the joys of PS2 be able to just peek through walls to see where things are.
No clip. Ooh.
Yep.
All right, what you got for me, buddy? Hurry up. Hurry up. You know, of all the things you could have given me that would restore health. You have to give me the worst one, but all right.
Yeah, like you can hold on to that for me.
Yeah, just hang out right there. Could be worse, but could have been so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Drunken Fall is invaluable here. The ability to get people off of you. This is where it really comes in handy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ooh. I'm just glad I got through the Great Sensei, man. I thought for sure that was going to take me like 3 hours.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm happy to hear that it went as well as it did. And I know Wazzy's already told you her opinion on how you eventually beat that fight. I fully support how you did it. Yeah, because when it comes to hard mode in games like this, in any game where it's like an intense brawler, cheesing is the correct way to beat a hard mode fight.
The enemies show no honor, so why should you? Just win the fight. Yeah, she told me that too.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if it's cheap.
Yeah.
I could do it honorably and be there for like 4 hours, or I can get progress.
Exactly. Believe it or not, none of us are young enough to have the time in our day to be able to spend doing a fight in a legit fashion.
Oh, come on. That's true.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see what we got to work with. We have Axe Lady, large guy, and small dude. Let's see. I want to yank somebody. You? No. Need to make sure I... There we go.
Let's see. The results of why are you choosing colors? Draft Swine needed a starter for their Nuzlocke in, well, I'm guessing Gen 4, because they chose Piplup.
Ah, I see. So I'm assuming all of us have been immortalized somehow in the Nuzlocke?
Oh, if not now, eventually. I'd be shocked if it wasn't eventually.
The color choice was for the starter, I assume, and then I guess we'll see if we're fortunate enough to be named after some Mons.
Just don't... If you're going to name a Pokemon after me, do not name me after a Bidoof.
That wouldn't be very nice.
Don't get me wrong, I like Bidoof. Do not name me after one.
That's progress.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost curious if the rosaries drop off of waves or if they drop off of the static dudes.
I don't know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang back for a sec and see if another wave spawns. We might have hit the limit already. That would be nice.
Yeah.
And we can sort of check out the perimeter at the same time. Some barrels. I did see one of the larger mooks crouching down near the entrance. Way forward is the big rosary door like we've seen. Yeah, you.
Oh. I've double checked and there's a couple potentially useful tidbits.
In this area?
In this area.
Hit me.
Apparently there is a challenge fairy.
Oh yeah, there's one here. We'll give it a try.
Although I looked at the prize for it. You don't need it that badly.
Money.
Yeah, not even a lot of money.
We'll look at it, but because I'm coming up on I can't remember if the boss fight's after this or after the next section, but I need to be careful with resources here.
Yeah. If you'd like, I can confirm next stage is the boss fight.
Okay. Yeah, so it goes boss fight, I think one more level. and then another section, and then the tower, I believe. And I did notice that Draft Swine followed me earlier today, and the Soggy Froggy followed me.
Yeah, and he's just chatting in here now, just throwing frog emotes like a crazy person.
What's up, Froggy? This is actual Froggy, right?
Yeah.
What's up, my dude?
This is a real legitimate frog in chat.
Thanks for tuning in, man. Welcome to the stream. I just noticed that we hit 41 followers. That means I need to go put up a poll on Twitter after this. And all of you happy people get to vote on what type of music I'm going to do for the Celebration affiliate stream for karaoke.
Yeah. Oh, Lantern asking Matt, when you can you ask Wazi if she'd like to be named after a specific Digimon in this game? Try to get that Digimon to name it after and see if I can use it. You might be better off pinging her on the Discord. She's actually out of earshot at the moment.
Okay. Got a couple ladies working out. I should have saved some of my barrels.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that. I think the challenge fairy's in this far building. I believe.
And Froggy being almost excessively wholesome in your chat. Iconic saying, hope you're well, Froggy, and Froggy going, I hope your day is as great as you, Iconic.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
Oh yeah, there's this part too. What I'd like to do is get to the challenge fairy and use that as my save point. Oh.
Ooh, good call.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't have one. Yeah, get over here, you sucker.
Yeah, pull him out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say try to hold on to your roulettes. If you have to use your god hand, you have to use your god hand. But
yep.
Like,
ooh.
are you saying I'm actually a nice person? I used to be a nice person. Wazzy killed a nice Froggy.
This is Punished Froggy?
Yeah. Because
Wow.
asking what I think of the new Super Sentai team. I think it looks freaking weird is what it looks like.
I should have yanked that guy.
Yeah.
Or learned his moves better.
Well, let's hope you get better draws this upcoming time.
Guess what? Do the whole thing over again.
Yay!
I'd say this is the second to last major area that's going to be annoying. But now that I remember where everything is, I'm going to not burn all of my tossable things.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Oh, also, Fancy64, who's in the chat, is actually A-Dub. They changed their name.
Oh, okay. Are we so you call them Fancy now?
Yeah, I'll call him Fancy.
All right. Oh, welcome.
Well, Iconic might have it right, calling them Fancy times 2.
Yeah, that works. Alright, I think I counted 4 waves, Matt. 4 or 5 spawning in waves, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. That feels right at the very least.
Oh boy.
Speaking of waves.
Some fruit. Let's see. Oh boy, of course.
I mean, on the plus side, you already had a handout.
My God, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'm
that run ended because it wasn't the demon that killed you.
I'm counting it. He was out.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Matt, you may or may not remember that technically tomorrow is a really big day. There's something really important that happens tomorrow. Do you remember what it is?
Off the top of my head, I do not. It's been a hell of a week.
I see. Well, it's not like a, significant thing in the grand scheme of things, but given how much bad news in the world we've been getting, I think it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Lion Tamer says Raku turns 12 tomorrow. Right. Specifically in gaming. If that gives you a better hint.
Oh, tomorrow's Elden Ring, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I should have remembered that because one of my coworkers was asking me if I'm going to get it. And I said, well, I'm not great at FromSoft, but it's been getting the best reviews that any FromSoft game has ever gotten. So I'll probably end up getting it, just not right away.
I preloaded it yesterday. I might look at it tonight if it unlocks midnight Eastern time. If it does not, then I'm going to wait, because if I start it at midnight my time in Pacific, I will not wake up in time for work tomorrow. Or I will still be playing it when I have to go to work, and that's no good.
Yeah, that's a bad time.
But yes, it's been getting really good reviews. Everyone's saying it's awesome. Oh, wow, okay. And that's really exciting. As someone who was playing a ton of the original Dark Souls remastered on PlayStation 4 during the Dead PC arc, it's still fresh in my mind. However, I always get screwed up by the change in control schemes between From games and Monster Hunter, because they're similar types of games, but the control schemes are different. And if I start playing Elden Ring, then I'll be essentially doing both, but I think I can figure it out.
It's funny because the Steam is saying that it's available now.
Is it? Because I know it's available for preload. I didn't check it like as of right now, but when I looked earlier, it said it's not unlocked yet.
It might be the case. Either way, it's very soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have so many games on the go right now that if I got Elden Ring 2, like, I would end up just leaving a whole bunch of stuff half finished, and I'm so bad for that already. I'm trying to curb that.
That makes sense. It's not like a game that you have to play right now. As long as you don't spend too much time on the internet, then you shouldn't get spoiled on a lot of it. And even then, it's going to take people forever to find anything in that game, or everything rather.
Yeah, one of my preferred YouTubers for gaming, the Completionist, said that he got his early copy. He's put 70 hours in, and he feels like he's not even like 10% of the way through the game.
Oh, it's going to take Gerard forever to beat that game.
Or
complete it. You might be able to beat it, but to actually get everything, yeah, it's going to take that dude a while.
Yeah, for him to complete, I do not expect an Elden Ring video from him until early mid next year. Because he has so many other videos on the go, and so many other games that his channel requires him to play, he can't dedicate all of this time to Elden Ring.
Right.
Full stop. Yeah. But no, like, Gerard, he's one of those guys, like, he's one of the real ones, is the best way I can describe him.
True gamer.
Yeah.
That did not really pan out how I wanted. Rocket launcher. But it's looking like if you aren't the type of person to just speed run a game, then, oh, come on, really? I want to kind of clump up a little bit. You're looking at like maybe 80 to 100 hours. It's the number I see consistently.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see Gerard complete this, actually. To see him complete God Hand.
Has he played God Hand? I don't think he has.
No, he does not have a video on it. I feel like this would be right up in his alley. It's like a completionist of this takes approximately 20 hours, so it's not a huge amount.
What do they consider a completionist run of this? Beating it on the hardest difficulty, or well, you have to beat it on normal to unlock hard.
Assuming you're rushed, assuming it's all difficulties, both both regular game and new game plus,
Oh, okay. I see.
and completing the arena. And if knowing Gerard, he would add it to his completionist, a kick me sign run.
Oh god, that is gonna take you longer than 20 hours, man.
Yeah, the kick me sign run alone would take you as long as the rest of the completion portion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's more demon time! Hooray!
Boy.
This is what we call a bad time.
Alright, is he still aggroed to me? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna pray for drops and break a bunch of those vases while running like a pansy from that demon. Oh, there you go.
I know there's another game that, like, Wazzy's game to get a completionist to actually, or get the completionist ideally to actually go through, is Lost Dimension.
Lost Dimension.
I don't know if you watched Wazzy's streams of Lost Dimension.
I don't even recognize the name. I probably would know it if I saw it, but I don't know Lost Dimension.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
come on.
PS3 and PlayStation Vita RPG.
Yeah,
Where I forget who the developer is. Atlas published, but essentially the gist of it is it's end of the world, and you're climbing a tower to go defeat the guy who's ending the world, named the End, fittingly.
Mm-hmm.
But the gist behind it is you start with 10 people and 10 party members, but one of them is a traitor who's helping the bad guy. And you actually have to go through and essentially determine who's the traitor on each floor and vote them out.
Is that why I think it was Starlight said Anime Among Us?
Yeah, Anime Among Us is the best way. But the trick is, it is fully RNG. Who is your betrayer? So, completionist-wise, it takes minimum 3 playthroughs to, or like 2 to, you could theoretically do 2, but I think it takes 3 playthroughs to get every ending of Lost Dimension.
Interesting.
Which is about, like, one playthrough is 15 to 20 hours. It's not a crazy long RPG. And each subsequent run through is New Game Plus style, so you get extra points, and each subsequent run through is even faster.
Huh.
But yeah, it's, if you consider completionist essentially all trophies and get all endings, yeah, it's about a 45 to 60 hour completion. But if one were to consider try to get every RNG possibility of voting people out, it's impossible to complete. It's one of those, like, you really have to decide what the parameters of completion is.
Right, otherwise you're sitting there rolling possibilities forever.
Yeah, rolling dice for months.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I know Wazzy will sing its praises at any given moment. It's one of her favorite RPGs. One of her favorite little-known RPGs, to be more specific.
Yeah, it sounds like a bit more off the radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was real niche. Oh, it is on Steam now, so... Or it was Steam... Actually, no, it was released on Steam in 2017. So, like, I'd probably, like, a year after it came out on Vita and PS3. Or, no, Vita PS3 was originally released 2014. So 3 years after.
Okay, let's see. Did he stop hitting the dude? Okay.
Yeah, they're not punching him.
Yeah, I think my strategy is gonna be a little different this time. I'm gonna wait out the waves and just try and take them out on my own terms.
Yeah, so you're not combining the waves with the static enemies.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and save resources for the axe ladies since they're the heaviest.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Lanky dudes are a problem because they'll hit me from range. But I need to learn that moveset.
Let's see. Red Dragon saying apparently I sound different. It might be that I'm using a slightly better mic. I'm using Wazzy's mic, so I might sound more crisp and or clear.
Yeah, he sounded a little more clear to me. That's probably why.
Yeah, I'm definitely using a better mic. Usually I use the mic on my headset, and I do not have a relatively new or like top tier headset. It's an older Razer Kraken. I've been meaning to replace it, but it's really low on my priority list to replace it.
Right. I never noticed any issues on our previous calls. Comes in pretty clear.
Yeah. Usually, if I can use it, we also have a Yeti, which is our older stream mic.
Yep. That one's pretty good for trying to pick up multiple sources in a room. Like if for some reason you and Wazzy didn't want to have one mic per person, and it was like two of you at the computer, then the Yeti's good for that.
Yeah, it's actually, the Yeti is what we use for our extra live streams, because usually we're trying to capture an entire room, so we just set it on like the coffee table in front, put it on full audible,
right,
and it catches everyone no problem.
That was the first content recording mic I ever used.
Yeah, like if I were to say, if someone were to ask me, hey, I'm starting streaming, what would you recommend as like starter hardware? The Blue Yeti would be the immediate first mic I would recommend to a starter.
Agreed.
Like, full stop. It is the best starter mic on the market today. I think only closely followed by probably the one I'm using now, the Elgato Wave 3.
If you get the right sound program, you can also tweak the settings on a Yeti to be very close to an XLR.
Yeah. Like, it's real versatile in that sense.
Okay, let's see if there's one more wave. We got really lucky with drops. I got a yellow card, an orange, 50% meter. Okay, what's that?
Oh. And Red Dragon's also saying they have a Yeti and Razer headset, and they also say they like old Matt voice better. It might also be that I have a bit more energy in me right now. Mostly because I slept terribly last night and needed an energy drink to keep myself full of pep.
Well, hopefully we can push through this last section before we get to the end of the game, and keep everything interesting so you don't get bored, Matt.
Oh yeah, it's not boredom. Trust me, it's literally just physical energy kind of thing.
Yeah. I had to take a nap earlier today. I was up way too late last night reading world news, which I shouldn't have done, but yeah.
Oh, with everything that's going on, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take stock.
Yeah.
Extra yellow card. Very good. Let me wait and see if there's one more wave. If not, then we can start pushing through all these other enemies. And I'm going to change up my priority from the first time I got all the way to the end. Once we get through this section and save the dude, I'm going to go left to the door with the folks and get to the ferry, because I'd rather just get the midpoint, get the save, even if I don't pass the challenge. And then if everything goes south, then I can still restart, and you guys don't have to see the exact same screen.
Exact same thing over and over again, because we're already 45 minutes in. So trying to find a midpoint would be not a terrible idea.
Every God Hand session needs a boat.
That's true.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Online Tamer saying, how hard do you think it would be to paint a Dukemon model kit to look like Chaos Dukemon? Good question. I don't know. Let me see what it looks like. Not particularly, if you got a decent spray paint. Yeah, if you have a decent spray paint primer, it wouldn't be terrible. Yeah. The Nick's asking, Matt, have you played D&D before? If you have, can you tell us about your first character?
That's a good question.
Yeah. My first character actually wasn't in Dungeons & Dragons per se, but my first tabletop RPG was one called Alternity, which is kind of like a high sci-fi based one that it was made by a different company back in, I think, 1998. And then got bought by Wizards, and Wizards has done nothing with it since, because that's what they do. The character I made was essentially, it was a creature called a Warren, which is not dissimilar to a Wookiee. And it was very much, it was a fun character, but not well built for the campaign I was in, because I was a very heavily melee based character where everyone else had guns.
Ah, nice.
I was very much brought claws to a gunfight. So yeah, that character didn't end well, but that was my first character, and I was very fond of him.
Awesome.
Yeah. This thing saying I don't really pay attention to the game, I just like listening to you two. Oh, thank you.
That's fair. All you need to know is that people are getting punched. I'm getting punched. The boys are getting punched.
To be fair, you're also people, so saying people are getting punched, and including yourself, makes sense.
I'm being emotionally punched.
Being punched directly in your soul.
Okay, let's see. Who do I want to take out? There's two heavies there. Bandana Dude and Axe Lady. Or I can see if I can get right around the corner and get Skinny. Let's do that. For some reason I don't like their movesets. Get out of here. Now we try and 1v1 everybody else. We'll leave.
You just walk around the corner, bean somewhere with a pot.
We'll
Kite them out here.
We'll leave that guy there for now.
Yeah, it's midpoint first.
Yes. That's the priority.
Let's not get
here.
distracted. Midpoint first.
Eyes on the prize.
Now, will that aggro one or both? Only one.
Yes. That was the strategy there.
Excellent.
Unless they're really clumped together, you can usually use things like the pots or the barrels to get one aggro. It's kind of a survival skill for hard.
Yeah. There's knowing the range of your aggro and the range of aggro of weapons.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. One last mook.
Might as well get a pot to get the initial hit in.
I'm going to yank him. Max up my bar. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get at least one more roulette orb. It's fine.
Oh yeah, go for it.
As long as I don't go in completely empty, next section should be alright.
Yeah. Oh, X6 saying, I don't know, Karyu, which I'm guessing is Kiryu, has fought a lot of guys with guns and walked out with just his fist. He's also basically immune to bullets. My character was not immune to bullets.
That works.
That's another series that has just like a good brawler feel that feels a lot like this, but with slightly smoother controls.
Yakuza?
Yeah.
So I've heard.
It is my go-to recommended series. I actually have it on my wish list in Steam. Not because I want it on Steam. I already own it on PS4. But so that when it goes on sale, I'm notified so I can buy it for all my friends.
Ah, nice.
Because Yakuza 0 often goes on sale for $5. And for $5, it's such a steal of a game.
I'm going to leave that there. Let's take a look at the challenge. I'm going to try and just see how far I can get without burning any resources. Oh, it's the car. I see. Is it car plus mooks again?
It'll probably be car plus mooks, and I know what the final reward is.
Oh, yeah. How much is it? Like 30,000?
Not even.
Oh, alright. Screw that then.
It's 4 digits.
What?
Yeah, it's a 4-digit cash reward.
Well, doubly screw that then.
Yeah, it is not worth the time.
But
that is why I'm telling you now, do not do the challenge. It is not worth the effort.
That should be our checkpoint, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Lion Tamer, Yakuza, you mean funny meme game where man slams fist on the table and leaves the room? I mean, that's one of the 7 games with Kiryu in it.
The biggest meme that I know is that they have tearaway suits.
Yes.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah, so you just grab your left shoulder with your right hand, rip, and your shirt and jacket will both come off perfectly in a dramatic fashion.
Then you have to have back tattoos.
Oh yeah, no, you have to have a sick back tattoo. And the camera will always pan over it, being like, "Oh man, look how cool he looks."
Yeah, if there's one thing I know about the Yakuza series, not having played any of the games, is that they nail aesthetic super well in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I think there's... I don't know if more enemies spawn with those ladies in the warehouse. I will assume that happens. And just go try and 1v1 everybody.
Yeah. And Naked Snake proving the point of, yeah, Yakuza, you mean the game that Kiryu teaches a dominatrix how to do her job?
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it is, yeah, it nails aesthetic and it nails super serious main story with the absolute silliest side stories. And just quality combat mechanics.
Yeah, my general impression is that in addition to aesthetic, there's just tons of content. There's mainline stuff, and if you want to do all the side stuff, you'll be playing the game forever. Ooh.
Yeah, I think... Actually, I'll just put in...
How long to beat?
Yeah, I'll just go to how long to beat for Yakuza 0 as a...
Food. Food.
Yeah, as a side point. Main story is about 31 hours.
Food.
Completionist is 138.
Completionist is 138?
Yeah, so there's about 150 hours outside of the main story for content.
Oof.
Mind you, a lot of it is... Real talk, a lot of it is Mahjong. And as someone who does not know how to play Mahjong properly, there's a lot that I just straight skip. There's a lot of Japanese gambling.
I see. I do know
Like,
how to play Mahjong.
Mahjong.
I don't know how to play Chinese Mahjong, though. And from what I was watching,
I believe...
Joey the Anime Man had a video on the online Mahjong he's been playing, and I did not recognize some of the terms and strats they were doing. Same game. Like,
Yeah.
Same way to win, but the layout was a little different than what I've seen before.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
But in that case, like, you have a basis in some form of Mahjong, which is better than a lot of folks in North America have.
Sure.
So I feel like you might actually have a better time with it. But in general, like, it's... Like, there's a... It's... That extra 120 hours of content is, for the most part, very worth it. Like, I would argue every side story is worth doing, just because it is genuinely fun.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. And funny enough, in the entire series, you barely ever play as an actual Yakuza.
Right. Guess there isn't an additional spawn encounter here. Let's use some face or discombobulator. I don't think we've seen that one yet. That's a fun one. Doesn't do a ton of damage though. Jeez.
Oh yeah, it doesn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would.
How about face runner? I think that one actually did more damage.
Yeah.
They're fun.
But though not by much. They're
Yeah.
fun. They're fun and they're really flashy, but like...
Okay, let's see. We had one in the warehouse.
I was gonna say, at this point, just pick up resources. You got your rosaries.
Yep, we're done.
It is skedaddling time.
That's not who I want to talk to. Alright, we've got 4 orbs, full god hand meter. We are looking good for the boss. And it's kind of the situation I wanted to get into because having done the Great Sensei with nothing, I don't want to do that again. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
I think it's that story. I was playing through Yakuza 0, made it halfway through the game, and realized, oh shit, it's about to go off of Game Pass. Yeah, because I think yeah, not many of the Yakuza are left on Game Pass. I think it's just Like a Dragon and I think 6. So the end of the series.
Did they ever go back on Game Pass? Like if you were playing through it and you couldn't finish it by the time it leaves, does it cycle and you can just wait till it comes back, or is it just gone for good?
I don't think there's been any precedent for it returning, but I don't see why it couldn't.
Oh, cutscene.
So you are the God Hand.
Where's Olivia?
You've no need to worry. I want nothing to do with the girl.
Wow, that was easy. So I guess you'll be giving her back then.
Unfortunately, she isn't here. Maybe if you defeat me, I'll tell you her location.
And if I'm defeated, what happens then?
Oh, I'll let her go, safe and sound.
You gotta be kidding. You expect me to believe a demon in a cheap suit?
You have no choice. Your death will be just compensation for the crimes you have committed against my kind.
My death? Dementia must be setting in. Hope they have a good nursing home in hell for you.
Very well.
I like how Belze's demon form is very on brand with his name.
Yeah, it's well placed after Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, subtle, because Clover's subtle like that.
Yeah, I mean, haven't you seen in this game just the little subtle hint points of the very subtle story that they've weaved throughout the entire narrative of this game?
It really is a rich tapestry.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to have to learn Belze's pattern here. He's incredibly fast on hard mode, but I don't think he's quite as bad as Elvis. A little
Yeah.
tougher than Shannon, but
Yeah, the real trick, I imagine, is just learning his patterns.
the tells for when he strikes is when his eyes flash red, but it doesn't indicate what he's going to do, so you have to kind of read the animations a little bit.
Yeah, read the animations and imagine, especially when dealing with level die, you don't have a lot of time to react.
No. Sort of side swipes can be ducked, but the big overhead slams have to be flipped because they kind of come at an angle.
Yeah, they come at an angle, and obviously,
Okay. And there is phases to this, but what we can do is throw hand. See if we can get him dizzy. Oh, really? No? Okay, there we go.
and then just rebuild up your meter.
Yank.
Yeah, there's no fucking around on this. Ain't got time for you, Belze.
Now we hit phase 2. Again, on brand.
Oh jeez. Oh holy shite. Good thing there's bananas.
He is considerably more mobile in this form, and his attack pattern changes a little bit, but overall it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not like a super drastic change.
No.
And he's dizzy. Perfect. Only downside is that his pummel doesn't really build meter as well.
No. It's not ultimately going to matter. I'm pretty sure I got him on this one.
Oh yeah, you do.
This is not the most stylish way to beat him, but at this point, I'm going to just move on.
Yeah, there's better things you could be doing.
The real boss was the level. Oh, come on, turn around.
Oh, just eviscerating him.
Get swatted.
promised time. Give it up. Where are you keeping Olivia?
Go to the Tower of Angra. The time should be right. For the glory of Angra.
114 continues.
Diggity dang. And, ooh, a flat 200.
Oh,
Flat
200.
200 for kills, but 114 continues. Not including the significant amount on your first run at Great Sensei, which was added separately.
Yes. So I can't. I think the total count was closer to 200. I forget what Wazzy wrote down when I stopped before the Great Sensei, because I did that fight a lot. I did that fight probably like 40 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 3 hours.
Yeah, it's 3 hours that was technically a lot longer than 3 hours.
Yeah. 'Cause we spent like an hour and a half on the Great Sensei fight. Sweet Jeebus. But we are on the tower. This is not the lead into the final boss yet. There's a couple spots before. Let me see how far I can get and maybe do a couple of the towers, because I think it's like 5 fights. Let me just kind of pace and see, because we still got a ways to go. We're not quite at the end yet.
Yeah, it's technically... Looking at it, it's technically 6 stages if final boss is its own stage, which I believe it is.
The final boss is just its own encounter. All of the stuff is in the next level. So stage 8 is the last one.
Yeah.
But it's
although like the breaks in between.
Yeah. There's a bunch of breaks in between save points, so it's not like I have to do it in one shot. But there's an actual area with mooks that I have to get through, like a 2-stage part before the actual series of fights going up to the boss. So we still got some stuff to do.
Yeah, because 8-1.
Yeah,
8-1 and 8-2 are stages, and then the bosses, the actual tower stuff is stage 8-3 on.
Right. I do see in the chat, I see Fancy is talking about the Ukraine being bombed right now, which I had not heard, because obviously I'm not looking at current news at the moment, but that's rough.
Yeah, it is being bombed. Russia has taken Chernobyl.
I saw the Chernobyl thing. That was earlier today, I think, or
Yeah,
like really early this morning.
which means they have a straight shot to Kiev.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
It's looking very bad.
We do have some new stuff here. Stinging Bee. This is another multi-hit. Mock Speed Jab 2. Was Haymaker there before? Can't remember if that one was there. Ah, alright. Here's one then that I do want to buy. Palm Smash. 32 grand. Unblockable launch. Big startup, but it cannot be guarded against, and it will send whatever it hits flying.
Yeah, and on top of that, just that 60 damage.
You can dodge cancel the end of the animation where he sort of winds up after he does the hit. So it's situational, but it's pretty good. I think I'm actually going to put that in place of Stomping Fist for now, just because I have been using Stomping Fist to launch and pick people up off the ground. I've been using the big axe kick instead, like I've been using this whole time. No Godbreaker 3. Maybe we don't get one.
Yeah.
Half Moon. Okay. Let's see. Long Straight 3. Was it Uppercut? Picked up Uppercut 3, I think. Where is it? 20. I think I'll swap out short uppercut for the higher damage one. We'll see if that speed makes a difference.
Yeah, because faster combo means you get more combos in.
Okay, that looks good. Got on roulette. Oh, Kung Fu Tango, man-to-man 400. Is that the highest? That might be the highest of the single orb, single targets. I mean, you got a butt ton of money. There's no reason not to just buy whatever looks good.
Yeah, because at this point, yeah, you're loaded.
Face Runner, that's only 280. I'll slot that in.
Yeah, it's a shame that there isn't really a boost to Typhoon Kick, because it does not do a lot of damage.
No, really, your options for Splash is La Bamba 2. I don't think it gets better than 160 for Splash single orbs.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's a shame because I'm about to go into a bunch of really big groups of enemies.
Yeah. That being said, but after all the enemy group ones, it's...
Alright, final power up for God Hand Meter, God Smoothie. This is well, actually it's both 60 HP and TP by 30. You are a golden god.
Perfect.
And with that, we have hit the maximum upgrades, I believe, because this is the last level. That also means only 4 roulette orbs on hard mode.
Yep.
Well, gotta do it. I probably should have saved first. Alright, we're dropped in immediately, and there are dudes everywhere here. Actually, let's put that over there.
It's free katana.
The kind of beginner's trap is if you're trying to rush forward to engage the monks, these two unique red heavy wrestler guys, which are introduced in this level, they pop out from behind the pillars and they sock you one.
Exactly, they just wreck you. But yeah, might as well use that free katana and just...
I'm going to try and one-on-one as many as possible and maybe save the sword for some of the monks since they're kind of in a line. This also has a bunch of waves that'll spawn in after you've killed a certain number of them. This is the part I was thinking of in the last map. Ow. Oh, I need to put on a Palm Smash. Whoops. I wanted to demo it on that sucker. Just stay there for a sec.
I was gonna say one of the really good situations for Palm Smash, I imagine, would be
break.
Say you don't need 2 Gas Blams on a stun.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
One's enough to fill up and just yeet the guy.
Where is it? I don't think it has invincibility, so it has a slow startup. But I'm pretty sure if you can get the thing out before the enemy's in striking range to hit you, it'll go off and you'll send them flying. There it is. But yeah, 60 damage is nothing to sneeze at. Ow. Well, you can also use it when people are standing up too, if you time it correctly.
Yeah. Like as they get up.
Yeah, basically hit them in the face. There it is.
Which ain't a terrible idea.
Now fight 3 of them. And these dudes are so big, I think I can take out one, maybe 1.5, unless I get really lucky. I got really lucky. Yeah, gotta time it a little bit better than that. There we go. And now we get to taunt RNGesus with demon spawns here too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because
Yeah, it's all fair game here.
yeah, yeah. Imagine it's zero scripted, but full RNG.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll go systematically. It's not a big area. It's basically one section, and then I think it's a loading door to the next one because there's another big section that's the end of this before the tower itself.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and there's a stick. Can I throw this around the pole? Yes.
Yeah, thread the needle on that barrel throw.
Yeah.
Nope, Red Dragon's going to bed since it's about 2 a.m. for them.
All right, Red Dragon. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the shenanigans.
I hope you had a good time.
Yep. If you want to see how Matt and I fared, then all of our embarrassments will be in the VOD after stream.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube.
Yeah. Depending, yeah, pick your poison. It'll be in enough places.
Drop it. Drop it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Put
Don't drop
down
it.
the stick. That is not what we meant.
Wow, no health drops.
As you say, if you're willing to dump resources, this is a great place to showcase La Bomba too.
Where? Oh, there it is. Nah, forgot where I left that. Suppose I could have just swatted him instead of wasting the throws. That's okay.
Yeah. As you can say, no, that door's not breakable. On the building and to the side.
This is a room.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in here though? I think this is a spawn encounter. Let's do this. Yank. Meter. Free kill. Then I'll go in here. Pray for food. No food.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Please
orange.
provide delicious sandwich.
And bananas. I thought
Oh, look
sworn
at that.
this was an encounter, but alright.
You ask for food and ye shall receive.
Thank you, RNGesus. Praise be.
You can be nice every once in a while. Yeah, Lionhammer's apparently in Lionhammer's Digimon game, Raku, you have been reverted from a dinosaur with a jetpack and gun hand to a mere Agumon with wristbands.
That's a downgrade.
That's a significant downgrade.
Oh, not in the boys.
Oh, that is a lot of boy punches.
Get out of here. Okay, we have a path forward. Ooh, and a god card. Nice. Wow, alright.
I love it.
All the good drops are being saved to this level after the headache that was the one before it.
Yeah, well, of course.
Okay, that room's not enterable.
Yeah. Oh, Nick and Sig asking, are those the boys from the hit series, The Boys from Amazon?
No, these boys are legally distinct. But they are important and they are very close to me.
Yeah. Oh, as a note, Raku, you know how I know Elden Ring is available?
How's that?
Dio's streaming it right now.
Ah, I see.
So it is definitely available. At least as of right now.
Yeah, I thought about playing that one on stream, but everybody is going to be playing it. Like, every streamer under the sun is going to be playing it right now.
Yeah.
And while
Honestly, it's better to provide some kind of variety for some folks.
as much as I enjoy putting my balls out on stream, that's what this playthrough's for.
Yeah.
Alright. That was Tiger Joe. That's half a dozen dudes. Plus 2 more.
And all of them at once.
Yep.
This is where you showcase La Bomba too.
This is where you showcase Shaolin Blast. The game wants you to do that here. I'm going to try and save it. Because this is the last section before the tower.
See, the trick is if you kill all these guys, there's a very high chance that RNGs will give you at least one of your orbs back.
Between that and all of the stuff that's around, yes, but I want to see. Alright, we'll try it. Problem is, they have to be kind of in range. And yeah.
And then that happens.
Yeah. That is not a checkpoint, I don't think. We'll find out.
No.
It might be. The gate might be the checkpoint. That'd be nice.
That'd be really, really nice if it was.
Yes. Oh. Thank Jeebus. Alright.
Whew.
These enemies all path along a line, I believe. Let's see.
Oh, go away, Tiger Joe. You're not wanted.
Alright, let's see it. Shaolin Blast. Didn't kill all of them, but it killed most of them, including almost killing Tiger Joe in one shot. Ah, balls.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Fortunately, because I got that last god power up, I essentially have two flurries off of one bar, which is nice.
Yeah. You can get rid of her.
That here. I'm just gonna go for cheap pansy tactics and toss stuff at the demon. Well, unless he closes. And he kills me. Alright, that's fine.
No, that's okay. I mean, checkpoint, you have a solid amount of resources, and as proven, Shaolin Blast will get rid of the 5 of the 8.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is see if I can get them to path a little bit better. Yeah, they kind of run at me in a line, and because Shaolin Blast hits in a line, I basically just need one guy to be in range for me to be able to throw it, and then kind of group them up. So let me see if I can do that better. Alright, just end me.
Yeah, just get it over it. Also, hello, Mr. Dirtbones.
Hey, I see Lion Ashley Kennedy in the chat too. What's up? What's up, Lion?
How y'all doing? We're doing pretty well, considering the absolute mayhem that has been wreaked upon the boys.
It's a tough day for the boys. Uh-oh. Same thing.
Yeah. The boys are back in town, but they wish they weren't.
Is that close enough? Let's see. Which way is it going to go?
See if this works out in your favor.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yep, that was very good.
I think this is scripted. I think this particular demon is scripted.
Yeah, Tiger Joe is scripted, if I remember correctly. Him becoming a super demon is a guaranteed.
Oh, wow. Alright. I need to get that Shaolin Blast off without losing 90% of my health. Yeah, if you aim it correctly, you can take out 80% of all these mooks in one shot.
Yeah, like Tiger Joe has just enough health that he'd survive one.
Its spot is specifically designed to drain your resources, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. All right.
Oh. Could not have timed that better.
Ah, only hit half of them. Or whatever. No, get out of my way. These big blue bastards have so much health.
Yeah, they're just... It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that they're just absolute beasts, but the fact that they also have so much freaking health.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh no. I was gonna say, hey, sweet, one of them dropped a weapon, and then another dude immediately picked it up.
Yep. I was gonna try and grab one. Ooh, that's nice. If I can survive this.
Lion Tamer saying, totally won't get confused and referring to two people as Lion. Well, no, one of you is Lion Tamer, one of you is Ashley Kennedy.
We will try and be careful who we're referring to, so people don't get confused.
Oh, Kiwi's in. Hello, Kiwi. How are you doing?
What's up, Kiwi? All right.
I love it.
Down.
Ah,
I love it.
this would be a really unfortunate spot to die in. Ah,
Nope. Oh no. There we go.
all right. Oh man. Okay, we got hand card. That's nice. Oh wow, and it's not gonna let me clear the room.
Hold on, Olivia. I'm coming for you.
Okay, good. They'll let me loot the room.
Great.
Yeah, I'll let you loot the room, and then it'll be like a next area type thing.
Yep.
Oh, thank God for bananas. Gotta get that potassium for stamina.
That's right. All right. Well, we burned all of our roulette orbs, but we've got a decent amount of meter. Okay. Well, I get one back. That's nice.
I love it.
Could be worse.
Yeah, because simply put, had you not Shaolin blasted that room, you'd be here for so much longer.
Yeah, but it would have been my opportunity to be cool, Matt.
That's true. Well, yeah.
Great.
And we all know that cool points are worth nothing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. On the internet, though.
Oh, I forgot there was a ferry here. I guess we can see what the challenge is. And I'm not going to spend resources on it, but we can see. This is the last one in the game, I think.
Yeah, this is the final challenge for sure.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it is just one enemy.
Oh, the bouncer. Ah, that's right. Very Schwarzenegger-esque.
Yeah, you have 2.5 minutes to take out that health bar.
Yeah, this guy's essentially just boss level health. He's
Yeah.
got kind of a unique moveset. We've seen some of these from a couple of the other huge wrestler types that are kind of sprinkled throughout the game.
Yeah.
I can burn at least one flurry on this guy. Save my roulette.
Yeah, because meter's a much easier thing to refill than roulette.
Yeah. Ooh.
There we go.
Be enough. Whew. All right. About 40k.
Look at that.
That I can
40k is not bad.
I can spend on nothing because I've got all my power-ups and all my moves.
Yeah, like, at this point, what you could just do is just buy out the shop for funsies. Like...
I could, but you don't start with your techniques on New Game Plus, so there's no real point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no gain to it.
Yeah, I wish you could carry your money over, because that would make playing New Game Plus a lot more interesting, because you could just unlock everything, but...
Yeah.
No. Alright. The 3 trials. So let's see, we are... What, an hour and a half in?
Yeah. Oh, hour 28, to be precise.
Let's look at a couple of these fights. I'm trying to remember which one is which. Basically, we have a sequence of floors, and then the very top is second double hand, then the final boss.
Yeah, and I believe each floor is its own stage.
Yes. So we can proceed a little bit.
Yeah. If I remember reading the... Actually, no. Let's do this next stage for sure. As worst case scenario, we can always just hop into the casino or the arena.
Yeah. Kiwi says, I feel like this game threw things at a wall and hope they stuck because there are demons, wrestlers, and ball punching in one game. And Sentai references. And rhythm games.
A gorilla.
Furries.
Yep, furries. That's the thing.
Sourlad says, hydrate and stretch. Indeed. That was the final boss. Telling his dudes to get ready.
Oh, and Iconic also mentioning there's also the collectible loot cards.
That's right. We haven't looked at those. I actually should show that off. We haven't looked at that once in this entire playthrough. That little thing in the lower right that says L1 and R1 is our photo gallery.
Yeah.
And they're basically pictures of Olivia. Who took them? When did they take them? Nobody knows.
Well, it's her private photographer. We just never met him.
Paparazzi. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. These are just like in-game renders with her model.
Yeah.
Number 3. These unlock each level.
Yeah. So we should have 7 of them right now.
Yeah, they're not creepy at all.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Exercise. Shooting stars.
Yeah. Oh, look, he was saying that's what doesn't sit right with me about this game. There's too much conflicting stuff.
No,
But
there's more than 7. I don't know how many.
I think it might be you get 2 per stage.
It's possible.
I don't know. Let's see how many you have total.
There's a lot of them that show her sleeping.
Yeah, that's weird.
Bartender.
Okay, that was great.
I wonder where that was taken.
Yeah. Well, that's by Fake Venice, probably.
Hmm.
Oh, and Iconic saying, I thought you got them from the cards that fill your meter.
I don't think so.
I don't know, you might have collected 21 by now.
That I didn't think of, but I'm pretty sure it's just based on as you progress through the game.
I'm going to actually... Screw it. I have the internet.
To
I'm not playing a game right now.
We've got 24 of them. That would be funny if it's tied to the God Hand cards that drop, but I'm pretty sure I haven't gotten 24 of them. I have not been that lucky.
Yeah, one is saying that it's... Yeah, one place is saying it's just from progression.
Give it up for the champ.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's this stage, one more, and then essentially the final fight stage, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Let's do this one, and then we will pause on progression, and then maybe do some arena.
Sounds good to me.
That will take us into the next session. Because when we get back together next week with both you and Wazi, I don't think it's going to take a full stream to beat the game. Hopefully not. I foresee me being stalled on Devil Hand for a bit. But if I can get through that, then the final boss is tough, but not as tough as what we've seen so far. So far, Great Sensei is the most annoying fight we've seen.
Yeah. Like, Great Sensei, I would argue the two fights that you had to take offline are the most annoying, because the thing that makes Q&A tough is the lack of resources.
Guess who's back?
My boy.
Gorilla Mask is back with a new costume.
And very slightly new moveset.
Yeah. You basically approach him the same way. He does hit hard. This will most likely take a couple tries.
Next thing is that King from the hit series Tekken? No, King's a leopard.
Was it a leopard or a lion? I guess it doesn't have a mane, so it must be a leopard or a cheetah. Ooh.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, A, no mane, and B, depends on the skin. It depends on the color you choose when you pick the character.
I like the fighting game.
I thought King was a tiger.
Oh, I was dead there. I like the trope of fighting game characters being like dude with costume, because you have like King from Tekken, you have Tizok from the old SNK fighting games. You have King of Dinosaurs from the old SNK games. Oh, come on. This is a funny gimmick.
I'm pretty sure Street Fighter didn't have one, unless I'm completely forgetting. Hey, don't get me wrong, Street Fighter's had a lot of goofy characters.
I cannot think of one off the top of my head.
Like, they've had a pile of, like, unique characters, don't get me wrong, but nothing, like, that goofy.
Did you see the Street Fighter 6 announcement?
Yeah, I also saw that, people are theorizing that the new Street Fighter 6 logo is just a slight retool of a stolen Adobe asset.
Yep, that's on sale for like $80.
Yeah, it's an $80 asset, so Capcom just used that instead.
That's so funny. The other meme that I saw people doing was I saw it on the Castle Super Beast podcast snippet they did, where they said Street Fighter has 6 notifications. That's really funny.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know a lot of people are riffing on it, and it's one of those things that, like, I don't know, I played zero Street Fighter 5, absolutely none. Last Street Fighter I played was Super Street Fighter Arcade or 4 Arcade Edition.
Right.
But no, like, my go-to for Capcom fighting is very much MVC 2 or 3.
Oh yeah.
Occasionally Darkstalkers and Street Fighter 2, because it's Street Fighter 2.
Did you play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
A little. It's not nearly as good as 2 or 3, but like, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good.
Really? Yeah, I agree. I bought it on PC and barely played it, which is a shame because it had a Monster Hunter character in it.
Yeah.
It's just mechanically it was good, but its presentation was not good, and that really can make or break a fighting game.
Yeah. Alternatively, 3 had Phoenix Wright.
Yes.
Phoenix Wright was great.
Ultimate also had Firebrand, who I never thought I would see in a fighting game ever.
Yeah.
As a big Demon's Crest fan.
Yeah, like 3 was good. 2, there's so many memories I have of 2.
Yeah, I played a lot of 2 in the arcade. It was one of the first fighting games I ever learned how to play.
Yeah, I played a ton of 2 in the arcade. And I'm gonna guess, did you also have a person that you played in the arcade, that you ever played against the arcade, who always used Sentinel?
I played at a pretty big arcade in my area that had a lot of people playing. But it was kind of earlier on before the MVC2 meta really evolved for like Storm, Magneto, Sentinel.
Yeah.
And so I kind of saw a range for the people I fought.
Oh, good.
A little bit later, I would have seen like nothing but meta teams. But I played a super like random team that was not ideal at all. Let's see what this guy says. He had some moves. You gotta admit, they were kind of cool. My team in MVC2 was Captain Commando, Blackheart, and Shumagorath, which should not work in any capacity, but it was really fun.
Yeah. I had like I am actually a large fan of Dan Hibiki, so any game that he's in, he's always on my team. So it was very much
instant hard mode.
Oh yeah, no, like I never played to win, God no. I'm not good at fighting games, I just like playing them.
But you get the super taunt off, it's ultimate taunt points.
Oh
style.
yeah.
I see Bits is in chat saying, I don't know what you're talking about. We were talking about fighting games.
Yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm gonna take you for a ride.
Alright, let's save here.
Yeah, it's...
I love the jazzy soundtrack for the Marvel vs. Capcom games. So iconic.
So good.
Did you see the announcement for the Capcom Fighting Collection that came before the Street Fighter 6 announcement? Oh, that's what I sent you, right?
Yeah. That one, I will actually probably end up picking up at some point.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be getting it on PC and probably on Switch. I might convince my brother to get it. Being able to play the old classics, like four or five of the old Darkstalkers games. I've never played
Including
Red Earth.
Two of which, yeah, and two of the Darkstalkers games that never hit North America.
Yeah, and Cyberbots, which is the game that Jin came from.
Yeah.
And Puzzle Fighter. Being able to play Puzzle Fighter online is awesome.
Yeah, that alone is a huge win. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 is so good.
Yes.
Yeah. My MVC2 team was usually Dan, Iron Man, Venom.
Oh, okay. Well, Venom was not a strong character. Fun to use.
Oh, yeah, not great.
But yeah, that's an interesting team.
Yeah, Iron Man was probably my one like meta popular one.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He had a couple an infinite, I think.
He had an infinite and his super covered like half the screen. So.
All right. So we're gonna take a look at the arena, but before we do that, I'm gonna go run to the little Oraku's room. If you'd be so kind as to entertain the chat with nothing but true factual stories, I will return in 1 minute.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody in chat. Hope y'all are having a good time. Just catching up with folks. Oh, Rocky got real big and then real small. Oh, that's weird. Oh, he's all over the place. Remember playing MVC at the laundromat using Mega Man and War Machine a lot? Yeah, Mega Man was great too. Matt, tell us some gossip. There may be a plan for a later stream of Raku versus Wazi in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which will be a blasty blast because that is a solid fighting game. It's a ton of fun. So I'd say keep an eye out with that on that. Sarah was saying, would Evil Matt wear a blue shirt? Honestly, regular Matt would wear a blue shirt. You all just only ever see me in a red shirt. I wear many colors. I do not restrict myself. I'm not Bart Simpson. Bits. Oh, you bought your boyfriend Elden Ring. I'm gonna have to ask him how it is. Like, I've only seen good reviews. I'm probably gonna. I'll probably pick it up eventually, but I need to beat Tales of Arise. I need to get through more Monster Hunter Rise. I need to finish. I need to go buy and finish Horizon Forbidden West. Like, man, oh man, there's so much I need to play before I'm allowing myself to pick up Elden Ring. Yeah. Oh, Starlight asking how work was. Work is very busy right now because it's I work with a lot of folks who deal with tax season, and tax season is still kind of in full swing. So there's a lot of stress at work, but it's almost over. And funny how that was the only Persona game on Xbox. No, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was not the only Persona game on Xbox. There's also Persona 4 Arena, the first one.
I do think it's weird that there were no Atlas mainline RPGs ported to that system when it was a really, well-used system.
Yeah, especially the 360. The 360 was worldwide more popular than the PS3, but in Japan, PS3 was way more popular because Microsoft's always had a hard time getting a foothold there. Like Tamerson, we don't talk about the first Persona 4 Arena. We only talk about the better one.
There's nothing wrong with the first one.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the first one. The second one's just more balanced.
Yeah, with more content, more diverse cast.
Yeah, more diverse styles of fighting, and the fact that each fighter had a shadow version, which therein essentially doubled the cast.
Right. That you remember the alternate versions in the old Guilty Gear XX series? You had like the gold versions of the characters. There's like a shadow version of the characters, and they had slightly different moves.
Oh right, yeah, like where it was slightly different moves, and if they didn't have different moves, it would be like just slightly different hitboxes.
Yeah.
So play the same but hit different.
And all banned in tournaments.
Oh, completely.
All right. What I'm going to do is run through the arena fights. They're pretty self-explanatory for the most part. And I'm coming at this with endgame movesets, so the earlier ones aren't going to be too hard, but we will get to bosses. The bosses are in here too.
Also good to note that while you're in the arena, you get a break from level die.
Yes.
Yeah, these early arenas you're just going to absolutely eviscerate, but... Yeah. Iconic saying, I'm thankful to Persona Arena for giving us funny Brooklyn robot. Yeah, Labras is alright. Labras is pretty alright.
I think it's a Jersey accent, not Brooklyn.
It's...
Someone from Jersey that's most likely here can confirm that.
Yeah, there's got to be at least one of the Jersey people who's in chat right now.
She has the same accent as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting localization choice, but I'm pretty sure it's because she has like an Osaka accent in Japanese. Which surprises me they didn't give her like a Texan accent, since that's usually what people do in localization for the Osaka.
Yeah, for Kansai in general, yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird. I wouldn't do that personally. When I studied dialects in Earth School for Japanese, Kansai Ben is more like Hawaiian Pidgin than like a Southern accent. Because it's different words and grammar and construction. It's not just an inflection on words.
Yeah, exactly. It is in and of itself a regional dialect, but not regional in the sense that like it's the same words, they just sound different.
Right.
It's not dissimilar to, like, I would even argue some Canadian English words versus American English words. Where it's just, we say things just a little bit different, or even East versus West Coast in the States. Or if you try, actually no, like Louisiana versus the majority of the states would probably be the best example now that I think about it.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was a trope in localization because somebody did it way back when they first started bringing stuff here, and it just sort of stuck as the go-to for certain types of characters. Yeah. That's the best explanation I can come up with.
Yeah. Also, Lion Tamer saying, I'm pretty sure Froggy's from Jersey since he and Wazzy talk about it so much. I mean, yeah.
Isn't Sourlad from Jersey?
I feel like Sourlad is. I'm probably wrong. I know Shinobi is, but Shinobi's not here.
Yeah. I can't really keep track of where everybody's from since I never remember, but Sourlad says no, I'm not. All right, I must be thinking of Shinobi then.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting us, Sourlad. Let's see. Lion Tamer saying I got perfect against my friend multiple times using the guy who had dual wield swords but no persona, which I believe is Sho, because Minazuki, which is his alternate personality, uses a persona more than his swords. if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I played Ultimax.
That guy's unique to that series, right?
Yeah.
Him and Labras.
Yeah, him and Labras are unique to the Arena games.
I can't remember if I asked you, since we haven't talked about Arena a lot here. Who did you main in that game again? Maybe you told me, I forgot.
I forced myself to like playing as Kanji, even though he plays a good chunk slower than what I normally like to play.
Grappler, yeah.
Yeah, no, my style of play usually lends more closer to like a Yosuke or a Yu. But no, I forced myself to play Kanji because he's best boy. I wasn't bad with Chie either. And I don't necessarily count Elizabeth because Elizabeth is like the god character, and it's hard to be bad with her.
Oh, whoops.
Because I pulled her. I used Elizabeth when I'm like, no, I think I need to beat Wazi now.
Right.
She usually whipped my ass in that game.
She played Chie, right?
Yeah, she's a Chie main.
I like how
because,
for Persona 4 Arena and Ultimax, a lot of people's mains were driven by which character they liked the most.
Yeah.
Which is funny. That's how I chose Naoto. I was like, I like Naoto the most, so I'm going to figure out how to play her. It's like, you picked the hardest character to play in the game. All right.
Yeah, Naoto's really technical, if I remember correctly. Where it's like just, it's a lot of like, both. It has a lot of expansion because she's ranged, but also a lot of limitations because A, she focuses on range, and B, she has ammo.
Yeah, she's not really a zoner. She's a trap character, which is kind of thematically funny when you think about it. But
yeah,
she focuses on setting up hazards around the map and hitting people with certain combos that lead to her insta-kills. Because she has 2 different insta-kills. She has Hamaon and Mudoon.
Yeah.
But she's pretty fun. Very different from every other fighting game character archetype I normally play. That's the other reason why I chose her. I was like, yeah, that's going to force me to learn an entirely different style, because I normally go rushdown.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm usually pretty basic. I'm like Street Fighter, I usually like the Ryus and the Kens and the Dans. Like, I usually don't veer very far from that.
Who did you play in Guilty Gear again?
Guilty Gear was unique. I played Faust.
Oh, nice. I like Faust.
Love Faust.
He is a lot of fun in the newer games, too.
Yeah, I haven't played Strive yet, but
he's got a lot of carryover from Xrd, if you play that. Xrd and Revelator.
Yeah, I have a Revelator on Steam. It was actually funny. There was a Humble Bundle a little while back there was a Guilty Gear Humble Bundle. So I picked up a whole pile of them on PC. And I'm just reliving my teenage years of playing through a whole bunch of the Guilty Gear games.
Lion Tamer says, Hamon, you say? Are we learning how to breathe now? Not Hamon, like Jojo. Hamaon.
Like Persona.
Persona. Yeah, in the original Double X games, I mained Venom. Venom's a lot of fun.
Solid choice.
I'm hoping he comes back at some point in Strive. I also played ABBA in Accent Core.
Oh, right.
I was trying to explain ABBA to Wazi, since she knows like the characters and the aesthetic, but she doesn't necessarily know the actual games. I was like, yeah, there's a character who's like a extra dimensional being, and she has a key through her head, and she has a big key familiar.
Yeah.
She's named after a Swedish band.
Yeah. I did have one friend who was phenomenally good with I know.
Oh, you know?
Eno, yeah. I know Eno. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
The Rock and Roll Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, she was my secondary that I was going to learn in Strive.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, yeah. Once I get Strive, actually, I'm just going to put it on my, while I'm thinking about it, I'll go quickly take a peek at Strive, throw it onto my wish list on Steam so that when it goes on sale, I can finally pick it up. Because it's a rare day that I can justify a fighting game at full price, solely due to the fact that I'm not great at them. So I usually don't want to put a huge amount of cash into them just because I don't want to put a huge amount of cash into a game that I'm not good, that will frustrate me, and I won't play as much, and I'll put down for ages. And B, I normally don't have a lot of friends to play fighting games with.
Well, if you decide to pick it up at some point, holler at your boy. I haven't played
Will
Strive in a
do.
bit, and I was doing a YouTube series just explaining the cast, and I got about halfway through, and then I got distracted with other stuff. But the most recent DLC character came out a couple weeks ago, maybe almost a month ago now. Biken.
Oh, Biken.
Which is great because now Biken mates can finally play the game.
Yeah, exactly. Between that and Pink's also saying I'll fight you.
Does Pink have Guilty Gear?
I do not know if Pink has Strive. Do you, Pink?
Maybe they meant in real life.
Pink couldn't beat me up in real life. And Pink said, I don't know, man, I might have it.
Am I running out of time?
Nick is saying, okay, so I bought ahead of time Blaze Blue cross tag so I could practice before Arena Ultimax. I mean, technically, because yeah, cross tag has you and Yosuke in it, so.
I imagine if cross tag runs well, then you should have no problem running Ultimax.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you get like 50 seconds in slow, right?
Yeah, that's a trick. It's 2 enemies, very short time, and that's no right. Roulette.
We will throw hand instead. Yeah, I'm really curious to see who the next DLC character for Strive is, because they went with like 3 really weird picks in the beginning. It was Jacko, or maybe it was Gold Lewis first. Gold Lewis was a new character, and he was super different. Then they had, if I'm thinking the order, then it was Jacko, who was in Strive, and then Happy Chaos, who's another new character, and that character is really weird. But
yeah, it's just
if you like Gun, he's man with Gun.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Zappa. Zappa has not been in any of the recent games. Wasn't in Strive, wasn't in Revelator. Last thing he was in was Double X or Accent Core.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. He was basically like the Voldo of Guilty Gear. Maybe him or Faust.
Yeah. In some senses, I'd almost lean it towards more towards Faust. Let's see. Suggested 5 DLC characters for Strive are Happy Chaos, That Man, or Asuka, That Man, Gold Lewis Dickinson, Jacko, and Jam.
Oh yeah, Jam. She was in
Jam.
She was in Strive, or I can't remember if she was Strive or Revelator, but she was in the last iteration.
Yeah, she was definitely a Revelator. Let's see. Nick saying Matt always says Heat moves at the ready in real life. Man, I'm not that brutal. Pink saying if they bring back Bridget, I'll buy it.
Oh, I was talking to Pink about that, yeah. Time has passed, though, so I'd be interested to see what they do for Bridget's design, it being X amount of years later. But yeah. Bridget's awesome. She's a fun character. I'd also like to see Testament.
Yeah, that'd be
Testament
really cool.
is cool.
Yeah. Iconic saying Zap is cool, and I'd love to see Robo-Kai.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Robo-Kai would actually be really funny.
You remember Leopolden?
I do not.
He was like a big like animal thing with like a guy inside him. Like look up an image of what that looks like. It's such a weird design for a fighting game character.
Oh right, I remember. Now I remember. Just look at the character. Yeah, it was yeah, like
I don't know how you describe it. It's just really strange.
It's just like, yeah, it was only in Guilty Gear Isuka, which I also own that one.
I think that might have been the last game that Cliff was in too. Cliff Anderson, the dude with like the big sword, like the old kind of old looking guy, short old guy with a huge sword.
Yeah.
And of course, if they're going to start bringing back old characters, even though they'd have to work it into the canon of the story, they need to bring back Justice.
Yes.
Justice is so cool. She's basically a Zone of the Enders mecha.
Yeah, which, pretty baller. Fancy asking if we played Guilty Gear on the Wii. I did not know there was a Guilty Gear on the Wii.
That's the last version that I played of Double X because that was Accent Core. But I don't know if there was...
Oh, right, Accent Core Plus was on there, yeah.
Yeah, Accent Core Plus. Because there was a regular Accent Core, I think. We talked about this way back at the beginning of this playthrough.
Yeah.
The versions of Guilty Gear is very difficult to keep track of. There's so many of them.
Yeah, because the 5 Guilty Gears I have set up on my Steam right now are Isuka, X2 Reload, Xrd Revelator, Xrd Sign, and Double X Accent Core Plus R. So like, and I'm very sure I still have a code for the original Guilty Gear.
They should have included Overture. The weird like third-person action game. It was on PS3, I think.
Yeah. I remember Isuka had the side-scrolling adventure mode as well.
Yep. Fancy says, have you played the Tatsunoko Capcom Fighter? Tatsunoko vs. Capcom is awesome. It's one of the best fighting games on the Wii.
Yeah, like bar none, it is one of the best fighting games on the Wii. Although I hate to say it, that's not a high bar.
What do you mean? You're saying Castlevania Judgment doesn't set the bar high?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, you're not wrong. But it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like...
That was the one that was designed... All the characters were designed by the Death Note guy.
Yes. Yeah, all the art was done by the Death Note guy. So it had Alucard on the front that just looked like extremely jacked Light Yagami. And I appreciate that. I look at fighting games on the Wii, and it includes WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, and Pokken Tournament, which was a Wii U game. Everything I heard about Pokken Tournament is that it was actually like a genuinely good fighting game.
Yeah, but it was on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's the downside. It was on the Wii U.
Yeah. It looked interesting.
Yeah. And, I guess technically Punch-Out is kind of a fighting game. I mean, it's only one player, but...
Soul Calibur, one of the Soul Caliburs was on the Wii, right?
I don't think so, actually.
Or was it just Broken Destinies, that not fighting game for Soul Calibur that was on the Wii?
Yes, I think that was the case.
I never played that. I saw what it was and it made me sad because Soul Calibur 3 was on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube with the unique characters. And I thought for sure the Wii would get its own iteration, and then they put Broken Destinies on there. I was like, oh, come on.
You know, looking at someone's list of, like, top fighting games on the Wii, there's, like, Art of Fighting Anthology, which, don't get me wrong, Art of Fighting games are great, but if one of your best fighting games is an anthology of games you can find elsewhere,
hold up.
Not the greatest sign.
I see in the chat, Pink says Soul Calibur has gone so downhill. I like Soul Calibur 6. That's a really good game. 5 was not a good game. But 6 is really solid.
Yeah, 6 is good. My favorite is still 2. Like, I have a very strong, solid place in my heart for Soul Calibur 2, specifically on the GameCube.
I played 2 in the arcades. That's the first Soul Calibur game I learned how to play.
Yeah, that was my first, and yeah, I owned it on the GameCube, and it's a simple matter of Link is broken.
Oh yeah.
I remember Link is broken, Spawn, which was the Xbox exclusive, was broken, and
Heihachi was Heihachi.
Heihachi was just Heihachi.
Yeah.
Pink saying I can't agree with 6 being good. I mean, I respect your opinion. I may not agree with you, but I respect your opinion.
Yeah,
and yet 5...
I guess it just depends on what you wanted out of 6, because 5's story really made me upset with the characters. Mechanically, it was fine. But they introduced like the Sophidia's kids, Patroklos and Pyrrha, and the story was just awful. I did not like the story of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, story of 5, yeah, mechanically it was okay. 4 was the one with Darth Vader and Yoda, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And that one was weird. I didn't like that one as mechanically.
I thought 3 was a really good follow-up to 2. 4 was fine. 5 was fine mechanically, and the story really pissed me off, and I really like 6.
Yeah. It's funny, the first time I actually played 6 was a demo booth at New York Comic Con. It was just before it came out, and that was really so. I played that, and we played Jump Force, which is not a good fighting game.
Iconic is also saying in chat, I forgot Starkiller was in the 4th generation too, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, because that was right when Force Unleashed came out. That's why Yoda, Vader, and Starkiller were all characters.
Yeah. Pink says, I miss Lizardman. They got rid of him. Aeon. Yeah, I thought for sure they would have put him in 6.
Yeah. Lizardman? You mean better Sophidia?
I don't know about that. Just different. I want to know who Pink mains in Soul Calibur. I didn't know they played that game. I must not have talked about it when we were talking about fighting games. But I main Voldo, and Voldo's been fun in every game.
Yeah. I usually go Keelik or Mitsurugi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although in 2, I also got very good with Talon.
Yeah, she was absent for 2 games.
Yeah.
She wasn't in 5. I think she was in 2, 3. I don't know if she was in 4. Maybe 2, 3, and then 6. I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Pink saying Lizardman had his own moveset in the older games separate from Sophidia. Oh yeah, he did, because he had he had a lot of moves that were based around his tail sweep and bites. I remember that.
Yeah. Iconic says Raphael for life. You mean Mr. Ford B, Ford B, Ford B, Ford B, Ford B, 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 B.
Yeah.
I liked Amy better than Raphael. I play the majority of the cast in Soul Calibur, like Voldo main, Siegfried secondary, and a whole bunch of the cast.
Yeah. Zephyrin, who I'm pretty sure you've seen in chat.
Yep.
Astoundingly good at Soul Calibur, like one of the best Soul Calibur players I know. And he is a very, very good Siegfried main. Like, he is astoundingly good Siegfried, terrifyingly so to me.
Yeah, the split from, I think, 3 on, where it was Siegfried and Nightmare as separate characters that were really kind of similar in moveset, was interesting. I like Siegfried's move.
It was mostly like, yeah, it was their big swings that were different. I remember correctly. Like most of their small stuff was the exact same, but then when they got into like the ends of their combos, it got real crazy different.
Yeah, it seemed like Nightmare was the more aggro of the two, and Siegfried had more of the kind of all-arounder moveset. They're both fun. I'm just better with Siegfried. Yeah.
And Fancy's asking who you played in Tatsunoko.
I really liked Karas. He was pretty cool. I didn't play the game a ton, but I'd have to look at the list. That was a really good game. Capcom should find a way to put it into one of their collections.
Yeah. What I really also ought to do is reboot King of Fighters back up on my Xbox.
I've heard 15's really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about 15. I have 13 on my Xbox, so.
Yeah, I didn't play 14. I did play 13 a bit. One of my favorite characters isn't in 15 yet, and that's Vice. I really like Vice.
Yeah. No, I was always in a Yori main.
Good old Mr. Crazy. Mr. Crazy with Evangelion references.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
If Capcom's gonna do like a versus collection, I would really like to see Capcom versus SNK 2. That's one of my favorite games from back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, Ramen's here, and saying, remember when I made you and Wazzy in Soul Calibur 6? I do remember that. The video exists somewhere of the two NPCs fighting each other. Ramen, if you would know where it is because you're the one who made it. You should absolutely send that to Raku so he can see it.
Which character was Wazzy?
I do not remember. I believe Wazzy was.
Please say Terra. Please say Terra. Please say Terra.
I believe it was Keelik actually. I think it was Keelik and Mitsurugi were our two characters. I just don't remember who was who. I believe Wazzy would have been Keelik because I remember Ramen asked us around that point in time who we normally play as in Soul Calibur.
Oh, I see.
And if I remember correctly, I said Mitsurugi was at that point in time who I was more of a main of. And then 6 made me re-like Keelik.
Keelik was not in 3 or 4.
It would have been 4. He was almost definitely in 3 because he was it was a very strong feel of his Asylum Elf. Felt like he was had a few of his moves that were very heavily inspired.
Zasalamo was introduced in 3, right?
Yeah, Zasalamo was 3 for sure.
Yeah. I remember playing Keelik in 2 a lot. And then he was gone for like a game. It's like, what happened to Stick Boy?
Yeah. I also very heavily remember enjoying Cervantes.
Oh, yeah.
He was cool.
He's got guns.
Yeah.
You want an interesting art for the Soul Calibur main characters. Ivy. They change Ivy like every game. It's insane. I played her a ton in 2. Could not play her in 3. Sort of learned her in 4. I don't remember what she did in 5. And I played her a bit in 6.
Yeah, because I remember in 2 she was like incredibly like direction combo heavy.
Summon Suffering. If you can pull it off, you get style points.
Exactly. Oh, and Pink saying Maxie's fun to play. Yeah, Maxie's pretty solid.
He'll just keep going on his own. Just push a button.
Yeah. Oh. And Ramen has poked us with the video. Good.
Awesome. Thanks, Ramen.
Muy excelente. Iconic saying, what if we did a Toxicure tourney community night? I could see that happening. We'd have to pick a game, and you could only really join if you have that game, because swapping between fighting games would be a little tough.
Yeah, definitely. I've been talking to Wazzy about trying to set up a fight club for when Ultimax comes out. But if we wanted to do like something that incorporates other games, I'd be down because I own the majority of them on PC.
Yeah.
All right, I'm skipping this one. This one sucks.
Yeah, Pink says I only have 6 in the old Xbox game and Dreamcast. Oh, you have like the original Soul Calibur.
The definitive version of the arcade game. First time I saw Soul Calibur before I really got into it was in an arcade, and it was the Soul Calibur 1 arcade game that was like all blocky and polygonal, looked like Virtua Fighter. And then when they released it on Dreamcast, they like redid the graphics and they made it look good.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one fighting game I could never get into as Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when we were talking about whether or not the demons all spawn at the same time in the arena? They do.
Oh, yeah.
And it
sucks. It's the only place in the game where you can get multi-demoned.
Yep. But yeah, I'd totally be down for setting up something with like fighting game night, because a lot of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the games have a pretty functional lobby system, and you can get everyone in there, like create a private lobby, get everyone in there, and then kind of set up like a ladder of fights pretty easily. Soul Calibur 6 does that pretty well. I haven't tried for Skullgirls or Them's Fighting Herds. Guilty Gear has a pretty good one too.
Oh, I forgot about Skullgirls. Man, I love Skullgirls. I only have it on I only have the 360 version though, so I would need to actually procure that one. I'm just double checking if
is that $5 sale still up?
Good question. Just gonna double check, see if poop. Soul Calibur 6 it was on Game Pass for the Xbox, but it looks like it is not for it is not available on the Game Pass for the PC.
I see.
Alright, it's a shame.
the last character that they introduced in DLC for Soul Calibur 6 was Huang, who hadn't been in the games in forever. He was the guy that Yun Sung was based on in 2, like because he was from Soul Calibur 1. Did you know that Huang is voiced by ProZD?
Really?
Yep. I did
That's
not
pretty
know
cool.
that until recently when he did a voice reel. I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. Love that guy.
Oh yeah, like. Oh no, yeah, and Wazzy and I had a chance to quasi meet him in person because he came to our local convention back when literally the convention before the pandemic happened. Hey, no, he's a really chill guy, like super like really stoic in real life. There was actually an animation that Wazzy did for that convention, starring him. That's like one of the few points where he's just like openly cracked up like on stage.
Nice. He voiced a character in Grand Blue Versus too.
Yeah, I believe he did. Yeah, and he was one of the characters in Borderlands 3,
Yeah, he was it?
the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah, I do too. But I remember it's the Beastmaster, and yeah, he had that character. He's got like a pretty prolific like resume essentially, or full like reel.
I think he said in one of his recent videos that he's voicing a character in One Piece, which is like his favorite
really?
series.
Oh, that's cool to hear. That's because that's basically like that's always like kind of like a dream come true kind of thing. Being able to say you voiced in,
Yeah, a property you really like.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I stopped 2 characters behind in the Soul Calibur 6 DLC. Like, I didn't get a chance to try out Hao Maru from Samurai Shodown.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. But they might be done with that game.
Yeah.
By all rights, we should not have a 6th Soul Calibur. I'm surprised it got made.
Yeah, I'm surprised it got like greenlighted for development, let alone made. Because 5 wasn't necessarily a financial success.
Oh no, it for all intents and purposes, 5 should have buried the series because it, again, mechanically fine, but a lot of it turned off a lot of the install base, and it did not run well online. It was garbage online.
Also, question for you that I'm just going to throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your favorite guest fighter in a fighting video game, Smash Brothers not included? Because we can't include Smash Brothers because everyone is here.
Exactly.
And everyone's supposed to be here. But, like, a character that does not belong to a series showing up in another series.
That's a really good question, Matt. I had to think about that for a second. Actually, no, I think I have an answer that's at the forefront of my mind now that I think about it. It's kind of it's a 2-for-1 answer if I'm allowed, but it's related. I'm gonna say Alien and Predator and Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Those 2 were so freaking cool, man.
Yeah. And I know, if I remember correctly, it's Mortal Kombat 11 has essentially had the 80s movie DLC.
Yep.
Whereas what?
Terminator.
Rambo, RoboCop, Terminator.
Yeah. That's also a really good game. Both X and 11 are really solid Mortal Kombat games. 9, I'd say 9, X, and 11, very good.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Essentially, everything post 9 from Mortal Kombat I've heard is like the best that Mortal Kombat's been in a very, very long time.
Iconic says in chat, I still need to get the new Sam show. Yeah, I don't think, is it out on PC now? I didn't get it because it wasn't out on PC at launch, which really made me mad.
I'll do a quick peek on Steam. There is a Samurai Showdown from 2021.
Okay.
June 2021.
And the last DLC character should be Baiken from technically Strive.
Oh yeah, the DC versus Mortal Kombat game. I also forgot about that. But then there's also Injustice, and the Injustice games, I've heard nothing but good things about those.
Yeah, I've heard they play really well. I'm just not that invested in the DC universe.
No, that's fair. I can say from personal experience, the first Injustice plays really well. Like it's because it's same developers as Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 11.
Yep. NetherRealm.
So it plays, NetherRealm, and NetherRealm does a fantastic job of for what they do. It is hippie toppers.
As long as you're not looking at the characters' faces.
Oh yeah, no.
I think 11 was pretty solid finally, but everything else is like everything's good, but the characters' faces just don't look too good. They're either kind of fugly or a little uncanny, and then they got better.
Yeah. Oh, and Iconic saying their favorite is Leatherface in Mortal Kombat X for guest characters.
Because that had like Jason, Freddy was a 9, I think.
Yeah, because it was between 9 and 10 where they had the horror movie icons.
Yeah.
And, well, hence Alien and Predator, because I would argue that while they are sci-fi, there is a horror element to them.
The first Alien movie is absolutely a slasher flick.
Yeah.
It's just in space.
Yeah, it is a definitive slasher flick in every aspect.
What would you say is your favorite crossover guest character?
I would, yeah, that's one of those things that, like, if I had to pick, and I'm not defaulting to my all-time favorite will always be Link in Soul Calibur 2.
There you go.
Because he was damn good. One I have yet to try, but I want to, is Noctis in Tekken.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that. The last Tekken had such a crazy amount of crossover between brands, now that I think about it. Because you had Akuma was in there. You had Geese.
Yeah, Akuma, Geese.
And I remember when they announced Geese, I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, honestly, to me, and Negan from Walking Dead is in that as well. Like,
the man with the bat.
Tekken has a wild ass set of random characters.
It's a shame because I can never really get into Tekken. It's one of the major series that I just couldn't get into. Like, I think it's the combo system. I don't like the way the combo system works in that game.
Yeah, combos in that is just it's
strings, long strings.
It's long strings, and on some characters, specific timing on strings. Like it's a little rough.
I did play Tekken Tag 2 way back for a bit, but I kind of switched over to Soul Calibur and never looked back.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the last Tekken I properly played was Tekken 5. Back on the PS2, I played a lot of that.
Ooh.
And yeah, that one I played mostly as Law and Eddie Gordo.
I remember the sort of older age of fighting games, not like the very beginning, but like post Street Fighter, post Mortal Kombat 2. Like there's so many different kind of obscure and random series and or one-off titles that were like arcade-based games. Like one I would really like to see rebooted, and I have heard literally no one talk about it at all, is Primal Rage. You ever play that one?
Primal Rage, no, I was mixing up with another one that...
What, Bloody Roar?
Yeah, Bloody Roar.
Primal Rage was dinosaurs.
Oh, right!
It was like claymation digitized dinosaurs and like two ape men, technically, two big gorillas.
Yes.
I love that game. That game is so fun. It's jank, but in the arcades it was really fun.
Yeah, I actually remember that. And it's funny, I kind of think y'all ever play any Bloody Roar, and yeah, I played a lot of Bloody Roar on the GameCube.
I played the first one. That game is almost like a DOA, like wrestling-ish type game. It's kind of weird because it's not quite as typical as like a Street Fighter, but the whole like Animorphs aspect is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, another one, and DOA is actually another one of those ones I did not play a lot of.
Yeah.
Mostly because I never had a console that could play it.
The wrestling game, quote unquote wrestling game.
Yeah. Although, funny enough, I have played a lot of different wrestling games. Like I played a lot. Wazzy and I have played a lot of the old PS2 wrestling games. Well, she actually still owns a lot of them. those ones. I played a lot of like WWE 2K16. I think one of the few wrestling games I never picked up was Rumble Roses for many reasons.
I remember
And
that game.
Some of them very clearly obvious reasons why I didn't pick them up.
Because of the shame, Matt?
Well, that too. Like, it's by the time I had a 360, I was already dating Wazzy. I'm like, I'm not going to get the lewd wrestler game and play, and like, I don't need it.
I have an obscure wrestling game pull for you that's going to probably make me seem very, very old, because this is, I want to say 90s, and it was like 2D era wrestling games in the arcades, and it's a game called Mutant Fighter. I'm the only person I know who's played it, but it was a really interesting wrestling type game, but all the characters were like mythology based creatures. So you had like Hercules, you had a werewolf, a minotaur, a dragon, like a hobgoblin type creature.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, I found it. It's arcade, and it was on the Super Nintendo apparently.
Was it? I've only seen it ported to arcades and on like the MAME arcade machine, which is the last place I played it.
Yeah, places. It's saying platforms: arcade, Super Nintendo, FM Towns, X68000.
Maybe in Japan. You want to know what that game was called in Japanese? In case you can't see it on whatever it is you're looking at.
What was that?
It's called Death Braid.
Oh.
Spelled exactly the way I'm pronouncing it, for the exact reasons you might think. Because Japan.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's funny because, and now I'm seeing. Oh no, it's a side-scrolling game that's also called Mutant Fighter. That came out on the Genesis.
Oh, okay,
apparently.
Yeah, that's different from the wrestling arcade game.
Yeah, because that one's based off of the Mazen Saga mecha manga. If Snake was here, they'd probably know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
There's Iconic saying Rumble Roses, that was the thing. It would be fun to see Raku stream the whack-ass story of that, but probably too lewd for Twitch. You'd be surprised, actually. No, it's Twitch safe.
Rumble Roses is?
Yeah. At no point does a character get nude.
Huh.
So it is technically Twitch safe.
All I remember about that game was it was kind of promoted like more extreme than Dead or Alive.
Yes.
And
that was a big part of its campaigning. I remember that.
They should have just gone like full transparency and marketed like, finally, a fighting game you can play with one hand.
Yeah, they could have actually.
Just don't beat around the bush, pun intended. Just
know
your audience.
Pun better be intended.
Know your audience. You make that money.
I mean, heck, DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball could be played one-handed. I don't know about Extreme 2 because man, some of the mini games in Extreme 2 were stupid hard.
That was the one with like the dating sim elements where you could like give the girls gifts and stuff.
Yeah, and it was more than just volleyball. There was stuff like jet ski, the ever accursed water slide.
I remember the Game Grumps played that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
That was actually part of the hot tub hour during last year's Extra Life for us.
Dead or Alive volleyball?
No, Extreme 2.
Oh,
the one
Extreme
with the extra
2.
mini games. Because we had brought that along. We were able to borrow the copy and the presence of our friend Proton John.
I see.
Yeah, because he had played it ages ago for his audience. I'm like, okay, if we're doing a hot tub hour, we have to have some beach themed games. So no, we played Dead or Alive Extreme 2, which was a lot harder than I thought it would be. And after that, it was Kenran Sagara, the anime ninja girls, but it's Splatoon basically, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Surprised you didn't play Galgun.
Well, no, it wasn't beach themed. That's why.
Is it not beach themed?
And the third, no, Galgun all takes place inside your average Japanese high school. That also allows you to shoot a hormone gun at girls.
Admittedly, I don't know much more other than the premise.
Yeah. Oh no, the premise is silly as hell. It's ridiculous. Third game we played was actually Windjammers.
Oh, I've always wanted to try that. That game looks cool.
It is solid. It is. Windjammers 2, I think, is out now.
Yep, I think it's on Steam.
Yeah.
I watched Wooly play that on his channel. He showed his friend Reggie how to play it. I was like, that game looks really freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can fully admit, yeah, Windjammers is a ton of fun. I will probably end up picking up Windjammers too. And Lion Tamer saying Senran Kagura Estival versus Noah's Peach Beach Splash.
These are words.
Yes. Yeah, Senran Kagura is very much a thing. It is very like if you look at the case, you know exactly what you're getting.
I'm familiar with the brand. I just never played it.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing advertisements for it. Like, yep, people who buy that know what they're buying it for. That's fine.
The trick is, from what I understand of the series, having spoken to people who played it, it's one of those mechanically they're phenomenal games to play. Like they're mechanically very tight, very good games to play. But there's boobs everywhere.
Right. It's yeah.
Yeah, plays well, but
if that's what you're trying to get out of the game, then I've got
Yeah,
good news for you.
precisely. Lion Tamer was saying, I feel like I'm a joke of a gamer since I didn't play a lot of mature games growing. No, dude, neither did I. Like, I was shocked that I was able to, that my brother and I were able to procure copies of the Grand Theft Auto games when we were younger.
Oh yeah, I remember the hot coffee conspiracy. In 3?
Oh, yeah.
That was 3, right?
Oh no, that was San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas. I can't remember the numbers. 4 was the one
and
with
it
the
wasn't a
Russian
hot coffee
guy.
Yeah.
San Andreas was the hood one.
Yeah, that one was Carl Johnson, CJ.
Yeah.
And Vice City was Tommy Vercetti, which is very much just Scarface but playable. Because no, 3 was okay. Vice City was pretty good. San Andreas as a game, probably still my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. Having played every single one since 3. Oh, well, not including Chinatown Wars, because no one counts Chinatown Wars.
I'm gonna jump up in the arena and try and unlock these later ones since we got boss fights. That might be fun to do in our last section of the stream today.
Yeah.
Last GTA game I played, just for reference, was 2, and that was a top-down one, right?
Yeah, because 1 and 2 were top downs.
Yep. Yeah, I'm old.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with 1 and 2. They still play well now. If I remember correctly, someone made like a 8-bit-ish homage to those games, River City Rampage. That plays actually even better than the old Grand Theft Autos does.
Is that based on the old like River City Ransom property?
Yeah, I believe it's same universe.
Oh, okay. I've heard good
Same
things
as
about was it River City Girls?
Having played River City Girls, it is fantastic.
Because there's a newer one, like was it 0 or whatever it is that's come out recently?
Yeah, I forget if it's 0 because 0 or 2. I think 0 came out and 2 is still in working.
Yeah. Underground internet rapper Demon Dice did one of the openings for that, and I like Demon Dice quite a bit. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Because River City Girls 1 is already out, and yeah, it's done by Way Forward and Arc System Works.
I didn't know Arc System Works worked on that.
Yeah, it was published by ArcSys and developed by Way Forward.
That's a good combination right there.
Yeah, and the music is chef's kiss. It's so good. It plays really nice. Like if you like the River City Ransom games, River City Girls is a very, very good game.
Yeah, I do have a soft spot in
yeah.
my heart for beat 'em ups.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I think in 2020 they announced that Scott Pilgrim was finally getting re-released on modern platforms, I was like, I'm buying that.
Oh yeah, that's one of the primary reasons that I'm like, I will never get rid of my Xbox 360 because I still have Scott Pilgrim for the 360 downloaded on there, and it's one of those if you uninstall it, you can't get it back because the store removed it due to copyright stuff.
Yep. It was completely gone from any sort of platform for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, ages, and it's one of the best side-scrolling beat 'em ups I've ever played.
Yep. It's got one of the best soundtracks ever too. Anamanaguchi.
Oh, yeah, Anamanaguchi, so good.
I got to see them perform songs from that live when that game was still brand new. They performed like the soundtrack at PAX, which is pretty fun.
Oh, that'd be so cool to see.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I have it on Switch.
Yeah. Oh, River City Girls sequel, River City Girls Zero is actually just a localized re-release of the original Japanese game where Misako and Kyoko actually first came from, which is Shin Niketsu Koha Kunio Tachi no Banka, which came out in 1994. So it turns out, they're just English localizing the original game. It came out on Valentine's Day on the Switch.
Yeah, that's the one Demon Dice did the opening for, I think.
Yeah. And then 2 is announced, but is still in development.
I think it's really neat that there's still like faithful adaptations of some of those old school type of games. Because Lord knows we aren't getting a Double Dragon game anytime soon.
Oh no.
Honestly,
I'm shocked we got Streets of Rage 4. Like,
what was a really bad one that was on was it PC? It was a Double Dragon game, but it was so bad, like universally panned. I remember who made it. Like the rights to it were really weird. I remember what it was called, but apparently it's really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Double Dragon, you said it was like a more recent one.
I think in the last like 7 years, not like recent as in like a couple years ago. It's older than that. It was called like Rage of the Dragons or something like that. It was essentially like a shovelware game that had Double Dragon's name tacked onto it.
I remember. I think there was like a 3D brawler one.
It was 3D graphics, but a 2D brawler. And it looked like absolute garbage too, and played like absolute garbage.
I remember. Yeah, Way Forward did Double Dragon Neon.
That was really good. I like that game. That game was fun.
Double Dragon 2: Wanderer of the Dragons, a 3D remake of Double Dragon 2, came out on the Xbox Live Arcade.
Is that the one that was really bad?
I'm not sure. It's not giving anything. It was developed by Gravity, a South Korean one that did Ragnarok Online. And a new title, Double Dragon 4, was released in 2017 for PS4 and PC. And that one was done by ArcSys. So, oh, yeah, no, Double Dragon 4 is the one that has a Metacritic score of 49.
Oof.
Yeah, no, like the last really good Double Dragon by the looks of things was
Neon.
Yeah, Neon was the last good new one, because Double Dragon Trilogy was put out for iOS, Android, Good Old Games, and Steam, which is just the original 3 arcade titles in a single package. Yeah, between stuff like that, like, I know there's the new Battletoads I wanted to try.
I heard it was decent.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't as balls to the wall or boys to the wall hard as
I like
the original NES Battletoads.
I like that term. We need to make that official.
Yeah, boys to the wall.
Oh. That pretty much describes this entire playthrough.
Yeah, that describes God Hand in a nutshell. It's just boys to the wall.
I have been working on some ideas for potential merch down the road, and the first design is going to have something to do with the boys. So you folks can definitely look forward to that at some point.
I am super looking forward to that. Oh yeah, Raku, I know that this may be to your interests. It hasn't been officially announced yet, so yeah, chat, shush, hopefully Wazzy doesn't watch the whole VOD of this. Wazzy may or may not have started getting stuff ready for a spooky sushi store.
I have been helping her with that, so I do know about it.
Oh, good.
I'm familiar with the platform she's going to be using for that. That's why I've been helping her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh gosh, she did tell me that you were hoping for that. Well, I'm a fool.
That's okay. All the chat needs to know is that there will be spooky sushi merch at some point coming soon. So if you want to support Wazzy's sort of spin-off brand, which you definitely should, there will be an avenue to do so soon, and I'm sure she'll tell us all when everything is live.
Oh yeah, she will be very clearly hollering it out.
Yeah, I've seen some of the preliminary design stuff that she shared in the streamer Discord. And I told her I had some requests too for things I think would be really cool. So I think she's kind of just coming up with ideas, getting to know the storefront platform, and then she'll launch it when she's ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all in due time. And Light was just saying it's your first merch is just going to be a pair of balls on a shirt that just says "The Boys."
Actually, what I'm thinking of doing is partnering with Me Undies to come up with Raku branded underwear, and they'll have like a graphic of the boys printed on the crotch.
Yeah, it just says "The Boys."
That's not actually true, but if I had my way and I had connections, I would totally try and do something like that because it's funny.
Oh yeah, like why wouldn't you?
I told Wazzy that I could not have predicted what running memes would evolve from my stream channel. But so far we've got, just to recap for folks who might not know the complete lore, we've got the boys. We've got Slutty Raku, which I'm still not entirely thrilled about.
Well, Team Toxicure is in chat saying, "My name ain't Dick, keep it out of your mouth."
Oh, sorry, let me take that out.
Whoops.
How was your sushi?
Yeah. How was or is your sushi? Because if you are in the house, you haven't come to say hi to me.
How was your traditional sushi with cream cheese in it?
I guarantee that she also had sashimi. Oh, no. Yeah, she's home. I can hear her.
Yeah, you would know.
I hear her talking to a cat. But honestly, if you're saying that... But to be fair, at Wazzy's point, you say you're not Slutty Raku, and then you're talking about getting an underwear brand deal going.
Yeah, it's for people who want to be comfortable and look good. It's nothing to do with promiscuity.
I mean, fair. It just depends on if your VTuber decides to go modeling it.
Oh, there's that.
Yes. Because then you might just be playing right into Wazzy's hands.
That sounds like a job for some commission artwork.
Well, Wazzy's listening, so be careful what you wish for. Oh, apparently Wazzy ate too many sushi. Okay, that tracks. I love you, Wazzy. But you are very much like me, where it's like, oh, look, another sushi. Oh, look, another sushi.
It's the goldfish mentality, where if you put food in front of a goldfish, it'll just continue to eat till it dies. Same principle, I imagine.
Oh yeah, no, I do the same thing all the time.
Do you guys have all-you-can-eat sushi joints where you're at?
Yeah, I believe that's actually one of the places that Wazzy went to this evening. I might be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It does a solid all-you-can-eat. And and they also include sashimi on the all-you-can-eat.
Nice.
So, that is how you get your money's worth at any all-you-can-eat sushi point. Is just get a good chunk of sashimi and then maybe one of the rolls that you really like personally.
There used to be a chain on this coast. I don't know about the East Coast, but on the West Coast, there used to be a chain called Todai. And it was kind of like a big buffet-style sushi joint.
Oh.
So if you think of Old Country Buffet or like those big operations, but for sushi. And it was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
We used to go there every PAX because it was nearby the convention.
Yeah.
And you could just get a stupid amount of stuff. It wasn't super top 5-star quality, but it was definitely good and got your money's worth.
Yeah. And honestly, to me, when it comes to buffets or all-you-can-eats, it's how easily can you get your money's worth out of a place like that. Like I remember there was a place that was like a Mongolian grill, like noodle bowl type place that I
Yeah.
went to with my family out in central Canada. That it was all you can eat, but essentially each bowl was as much as you can stack into the bowl.
Didn't wait or anything.
No, yeah, no weights. It's just if it stayed in the bowl, you could have it.
Right.
So like there's strategy to like how you stack it, so you can get more and more in a single bowl. But like usually, you would only ever need to order one bowl and stack it right instead of doing the all-you-can-eat deal.
That model is so difficult to maintain. Do you know if that place is still in business?
It is not. I've checked.
Yep, that's why. On topic, because I remember Mongolian places when I was still going in the office, and this was maybe a couple years before like the pandemic happened, and I was kicked out of the office. There was a place nearby my workplace that was a Mongolian place. It wasn't all you can eat, and it wasn't weighed. It was basically just you get 2 bowls and you fit whatever it is in there. And I guess unless you did something really stupid and obvious, they wouldn't charge you extra. It's just like a flat rate, right?
Yeah.
I devised a system to hack their so-called limitations on what you can get, and I showed all my coworkers, and they thought I was some sort of evil genius. So this particular place was just a line, so you could get all the ingredients and put them in your bowls in whatever order you wanted. Some places like they actually give you the meat, so you can't just like pile it up. So the strategy that I came up with was you go to the line and you get your first bowl of, like, get 2 of them, you get 1. And instead of going and filling it with vegetables or noodles or anything else first, what you do is you put a bunch of meat in it. And it's like the frozen sliced meat that they use in most joints like that, right? You put all the meat in there, like maybe about 2/3 of the way full, and you kind of compact it down, but you know, most places will get mad if you like compress it into a solid block. But you kind of compress it down a little, and then you go to the sauce area and you cover it in sauce. Normally that's something you do at the end in most places. You put all your stuff in there and then you put your mix of sauces on top, and then you hand it to the grills. Well, my strategy is you put the meat on there, then you put the sauce on there so it defrosts the meat.
Oh, they're in shrinking it a little bit.
Yep, causing it to decrease in size and shrink, and then you go back and you put your vegetables and everything on top, and you can kind of compress it more because it's absorbed liquid, and then you put more meat on top of that at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the fact that putting the sauce in there acts mildly as an adhesive, so it helps the stuff on top of it stick.
Yep, so basically what ended up happening whenever I would go there is I would have like a reasonably piled high bowl, but not like a, 3-story thing that was really obvious. And so I'd give it to the cooks, and they'd be like, okay, you got your thing. And then they'd dump it out, and all of the meat would just sort of uncompact from everything, and they'd be like, wait a minute, how'd you do that? You put 5 pounds of meat in here, how'd you do that? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have power.
And I showed my coworkers then, they're like, okay, you've cracked the code.
Yeah.
I see Wazzy in
Also-
chat asking if I beat Devil Hand. We are a couple fights from the end of the game. That's why we're doing Arena.
Yeah, we stopped. There's 1, 2, like 3.
I think
3 fights, and then the final boss.
Yep.
And Devil Hand is one of those fights. So no, Devil Hand has not been beaten.
Nope. That's coming up.
Yeah, it's not the next fight, but I believe it's the fight right after that.
There's 2 more in the tower, and then Devil Hand, I believe. We have one with
something like
one with Fat Ninjas and one with another character, which I'll just wait till we can see it since it's kind of a hoot.
Yeah. Yeah, and was saying anywhere my Devil Hand outfit. Yeah, we're gonna hold off. Yeah, that's gonna be for next week, where all 3 of us will be here together.
Yes, I will be surrounded by in-game characters on the stream itself, and that will play us out. And you should check out the VOD after this, Wazzy, so you can see me absolutely destroy the last boss we fought, Belze. It was 2 tries, I think,
Belze.
Matt?
Yeah. Oh,
Well-
Belze was a joke. Like,
Yeah. Only because I had full resources.
yeah,
Doing that
his-
fight legit
well, yeah,
is not easy. I'm actually trying to unlock that here. I don't know if we'll have time, but his fight's in here, so I kind of wanted to show off what that looks like to do without just abusing all your items.
Yeah, without having 2 God Hands ready and full roulette.
Yep. It took us... exponentially longer just to get there than to actually do the fight.
Yeah, like the stage before took the
An
better
hour.
part of an hour.
Yeah.
The boss fight was 3 minutes.
Yep.
It wasn't even 5 minutes. 0 deaths on Belzé. Was he saying, did you use your little bit strategy? Actually, no. He just used a lot of God Hand.
And roulette.
A lot of God Hand and roulette, and he comboed out very, very easily.
Yeah.
It was a legit combo out. Like, anyone can do it, as long as you have full resources. But the trick is you have to have full resources.
Yeah. So not quite as cheap. Somewhat cheap.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, not nearly as cheap as Great... Like, Great Sensei was a cheesing fight, but to be fair, Great Sensei is one of the hardest fights in the game.
I regret nothing.
Like, I would argue Great Sensei is a significantly harder fight than Belzé, or Shannon, or I'd even argue Final Elvis.
Yeah. Of the Devas, Elvis's fight, I think, is the hardest. Admittedly,
Yeah.
if I got to his fight with full resources, I probably would have done it relatively quickly. But
Yeah, it's true.
it's more dangerous, I think, than Shannon and Belzé.
Yeah. Oh, Iconic's heading out. Oh, and we missed Sour heading out.
Oh, I saw that further up, but
Yeah, Sour headed out a bit while ago, and Iconic is just heading out now.
all right, dude. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We'll pick back up next week for what is intended to be the final session of God Hand,
Yeah.
where
God Hand finale.
it all comes together or falls apart. The end of this game is interesting. I don't know if you've
I was
seen
gonna
the
say-
last couple fights, but
I haven't seen the last couple fights. I'm excited to see you play through them. And I'm assuming, and if you don't do this, I'll be sad. I'm assuming we're going to watch the entirety of the credits.
Of
Or at least
course.
the entirety of the song.
of course we will see that, and I will make sure that the volume is up for all of the viewers on the stream, because arguably one of the best parts of this game is the end credits.
Yeah. Like, it is... I don't know if we still have it on our iPod, but we did for the longest time, where we'd just pop it on every once in a while we were in the car.
Let me know if you want the MP3. I've got both the English and Japanese version on this machine.
Oh, nice. I think we still have the English one kicking around. I'd have to double check with Wazzy.
The Japanese one's pretty funny too. You get to hear some of the names of the techniques in Japanese.
Oh. Okay, then, yeah, in that case, I might ask for you to send that to Wazzy and I. Because I know for sure, I'm almost 99% sure we have the English kicking around still.
Okay. I'll do that later before I forget.
Yeah.
Discord lets you just send MP3s, right?
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
As long as the MP3 is a small, like, not a massive file, then yeah.
It shouldn't be. This is from the 128 kilobyte MP3 era, so it shouldn't be too big.
Oh yeah, I'd be shocked if it broke 3 megs.
I actually need to go and track down the full soundtrack for this game. All the different level themes are so eclectic and weird.
Yeah. Honestly, no, yeah, this game, it's one of those things that, like, just in general, the sound design of this game is very, very good.
Oh, Wazzy says we have a shared folder. That's true. I can put it in there too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and yeah, it would definitely fit there.
I can put both in there in case you guys don't find the English one. That's fine. I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, 24 enemies to go in this fight.
Yeah, this is kind of an endurance slog, but you unlock some more stuff after it. I'll noodle around this fight for a little longer, and then we'll call it at 3 hours.
Yeah. Because on the plus side, made fantastic progress this stream. But also to that point, there wasn't too much progress left to be had.
No, and we could have pushed it to the end of the game. I probably could have beat it on this stream, but like we talked about
You could
before,
have gone to the final boss easy.
I think I could have gotten through the whole thing,
Yeah.
but because we wanted to sort of do like a wrap-up event for this whole thing with everybody, I think it's fine to wait. I'm not exactly in a
Yeah.
hurry to beat this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, was thinking, but Matt wasn't in the cheerleader outfit. That is true, I wasn't.
That's true.
What's going hashtag best co-host? Yeah, I keep thinking, I keep forgetting that Tawazi's, at some points, this is a competition.
Is it a competition?
I don't know if it is.
Are we still trying to do a thing where at the end we have to determine who is the better co-host? Because, like, we could, but, you know.
But why?
Why?
Hey, honestly, I was having fun. I think the most fun is when both of us are here, honestly.
If I had the ability to poll, then I could do something like that, but
Yeah.
it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah. Although I was just saying it was me. I was pissed. I made rhymes.
She was also there for the coining of the boys lore, which is pretty
Yes.
significant.
Yeah, she was there for an iconic Raku BPM streaming moment. I'd argue one of the most iconic.
Wasn't planned.
Oh,
it was
no,
funny.
No. No, that's the best part about moments like that. They're never planned. Never, ever planned.
You're telling me Valid
like-
Victorian wasn't planned?
Oh, it absolutely was not. Yeah, like Valid Victorian. Back in the day with parfaits, that wasn't planned.
J Thought Izzle.
J Thought Izzle was definitely not planned.
Actually, now that I think about it, we had the Dutch bit at the very beginning too. That was also Wazi.
Yeah, also definitely not planned.
But I don't think co-host value is purely based on how many bits they create.
Yeah, that is also true. And like equivalent on Wazi's is the skeleton fight was not a planned thing. The fact that even I had trouble with that skeleton fight was like, no. The skeleton fight was much more horseshit than I remember it being.
That was a bad one.
Also the fact that I had no clue that they could respawn. Like, there's a lot of moments that are very... Like, the best moments are the organic ones. Always. Always,
Of course.
always.
I should ask, well, we asked Wazi since she's here on the stream, if she's ever considered doing like a stream greatest hits, at year end, of best moments.
Or, like, top clips.
Yeah, kind of both, like a compilation. I think I might do something like that for mine.
Yeah.
Just to capture all of the stuff that happens, since as time goes on, we may forget what happened when.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, I know that there was one other particularly iconic moment recently, and that was Wazi and Froggy's argument about plastic cheese. Because that was an interesting discussion.
It was plastic cheese, and it was something else as part of that discussion too that they were arguing about, though.
I think it was what is plastic cheese, like calling it plastic cheese versus calling it American cheese.
Yeah, that was the basis of the argument, but I could have sworn there was another part to that.
I remember another part of it was Froggy kept bringing up, oh yeah, you go to the deli and ask for plastic cheese. It's like, no, you would never go to a deli for Kraft Singles plastic cheese, American cheese. Because that's garbage cheese.
That came up on Wazi's stream earlier today. Because I think some newer folks hadn't heard the argument.
Yeah.
I fully agree with the term. I only eat those singles on breakfast sandwiches for some weird reason. But
for me, it's just grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm like, oh yeah, I need fast cheese for a burger, I will go get a block of cheddar and slice it.
You know what's interesting that I've never tried because it seems kind of weird to me? It's apparently a thing to put like a slice or like a Kraft single in your instant ramen noodles.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. I've heard it's good.
Like an instant ramen, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm not talking about like fancy restaurant.
Like nice ramen.
No.
Yeah, God no.
Like
you wouldn't catch me putting cheese, like any kind of cheese, into a like a proper ramen.
That's a thing in Asia apparently.
Huh.
Probably not traditional really, but it's a thing.
I was gonna say definitely not traditional. Although we didn't necessarily hit traditional places when we were in Tokyo and we had ramen. Although we had the fast food dipping ramen, and that was actually phenomenal.
Tsukemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, sukemen, that was very, very tasty.
Get out of here.
Yeah, because like, yeah, there's actually quite a few like really good ramen places in our local area. Like a surprisingly large amount of good ramen places.
That's good. We got a few around the area here. It's kind of picked up over the years. There's a good place in a mall a couple cities over near where my friends live. That I think came from Japan.
Yeah.
It's just going there is kind of a nightmare and full of people. So I don't feel motivated to do that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a couple solid places that are really close to us, and there's one particularly like it feels exclusive. I heard the ramen there is like pretty good, but almost like not necessarily worth it for the wait you have to do because it's only open for lunches and they only ever make, I think it's 180 to 200 bowls a day, but it's fresh made noodles, fresh made broth, fresh made everything.
And when
like,
it's out, it's out.
Yeah. And they're also known for, I think it's every Sunday they do squid ink ramen.
Have you ever tried it?
I have not. I would love to.
Yeah, I've never tried that either, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah. Lion Tamer saying, I've always wondered what pizza gyoza tastes like since I saw it in the 2020 or the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon.
That's just a calzone.
Yeah, that's just a tiny calzone.
Or a big pizza roll.
Yeah. I would almost argue it's a small pizza pop. Or pizza pocket.
Yeah. Somewhere. Someplace.
Somewhere in that.
An Italian is angry with us.
Yes. An Italian and a Japanese person are both angry with us. And both of them saying this is not what Japanese-Italian fusion is supposed to be. Having had Japanese-Italian fusion on several occasions, it is
what is that even?
Pasta.
What is that? Oh, okay, so it's pasta stuff.
Yeah,
what does that look like? I guess I could see like maybe coming up with a recipe for okonomiyaki that has like Italian type stuff on it.
Yeah, that could be good.
It could be. It could also be terrible.
Oh, that reminds me. There's actually a Japanese... Oh, yeah, Wazi yelling my former favorite place in our city called Cafe Spaghetti Western, which was exclusively Japanese-style pasta, like Italian pasta.
So, like, yakisobas with tomato sauce?
It's more like a lot of thinner sauces. Like thinner coating sauces. Closer to like, and a lot that's very similar to like a carbonara.
I was gonna say ramen Alfredo? Question mark.
Yeah. Well, no, it was all like straight up to spaghetti, but
okay.
like with some Japanese influence to it.
That is an interesting concept.
Yeah. Although because of our city, we also had the Stampede pasta, which was like almost like a carbonara sauce, like a very like a light cream sauce, beef, and a fried egg on top.
That sounds heavy.
Heavy but delish.
Yeah, that sounds heavy, but like you'd be in a coma afterwards.
Yeah. And there's another Japanese-ish restaurant in our city, which I am super fond of, called Gorilla Whale. Only because the owner wanted a gorilla and a whale in the symbol for some reason, because those were his favorite animals. I'm gonna guess. And then he just named the restaurant Gorilla because he's like, you know what? No, this logo looks good enough on its own. They do a solid dinner and brunch, and in their brunch they have a Cool Ranch Doritos okonomiyaki.
Interesting. I personally don't like Cool Ranch Doritos, but I can imagine if you do, that's a win-win.
Honestly, having had it, you can't really taste the Cool Ranch Doritos. It has like a little bit of a cool flavor, but a lot of spice on top. So it like really balances out nicely.
I can't remember if we've talked about it on stream when you folks have been here, but I do know how to make okonomiyaki. Have you ever had Hiroshima style?
I have not.
I know I've explained it, but I can't remember who I was talking to when I did. Like, Osaka style is like the straight up batter pancake with the cabbage and then the toppings and everything on top.
Yeah.
The Hiroshima style is different. So the way that works is you use like flour and water to create a crepe batter.
Oh, okay.
And then you put that down on the griddle first. And then you cook it kind of like a thin pancake crepe. And then you layer the shredded cabbage on top of that. And then you put a mix of like ikaten, tempura squid on top, and meat. I use bacon or pork belly if I have it. And then you basically create a mountain of all this stuff and then flip the whole thing over so that the crepe is on top and everything is cooking underneath it.
Oh.
And then you let everything kind of steam and cook down. And then after about 10 minutes or so, you slide it to the side of the grill. And then you put down yakisoba noodles. And then you stir fry the yakisoba noodles with the okonomi sauce and do like a stir fried noodle thing. Then you take the cooked okonomiyaki that was off to the side. You scoop the whole thing on top of the noodles. So that's another layer. Then you take that whole thing and scoot it over to the side. And then you crack an egg and scramble the egg. And then you put the whole other stack of layers on top of that and flip the whole thing over.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It is big. You could
yeah.
easily split it amongst two people, but it's just a complete meal.
Oh yeah, like no, the sounds of it, like that sounds like split for most people. It would be definitely split amongst two, and for like thinking about, I'm just thinking about all that meal and thinking like I could probably polish that off solo if I hadn't eaten prior, but then I'd be extremely full for like a good long while afterwards.
Yeah, it's surprisingly simple to make. It's a little bit complicated just to do in parts, but
Yeah.
I figured out how to do it. I actually learned how to make that from... You ever see the old... Well, it's old now. The show on YouTube, Cooking with Dog?
I've not seen that one.
I don't know if it's still actively running, but it's like an old Japanese lady chef, and she had a poodle as her mascot that would just sit there in the background and watch. And then the dog sadly died a few years ago, but they would do like English breakdowns of Japanese recipes. And so I learned how to make Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki from their channel.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, it's pretty good.
And also, just double checking check, as Lion Tamer and Wazzy are talking about how Canada has Pillsbury pizza pops, because America doesn't have those.
Pizza pops.
Yes, they're like almost calzone shaped, or empanada shaped. Actually, is probably the better way to put it.
So empanada, you mean like a bunch of cream in a glass, like a dessert?
I'm assuming you're doing a reverse Wazzy
Yep.
here. Yep.
I don't know. She's still here.
Oh yeah, she's still here. She's gonna probably gonna run up here once we're done the stream and yell at you.
Parfaits aren't even from the same country as empanadas. That will never not be funny to me. It's a shame I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a good while back. And Wazzy's being it's a fucking pizza pop, don't be fucking pretentious. Yeah, because our pizza pops, they're essentially just bigger hot pockets.
Okay, are they like a soft dough outside, or are they kind of like crispy and hard like a hot pocket?
No, they're soft. It's like a soft dough.
Oh, so it is basically a calzone.
Yeah, it's basically just a calzone. There's no crispiness whatsoever unless you decide to put it in the oven. But let's be real, if you're gonna eat something as garbage as a pizza pocket, it's microwaved. Like you don't. No one puts that much effort into heating up a pizza pop.
Oh, so this is like a grocery store product as opposed to like a restaurant product?
Oh yeah. This is a grocery store. This is literally a Pillsbury orange box.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, they are very much like I will pick them up in a box of 28, and that will last me for lunches for a significant period of time.
I like the concept.
Yeah.
And if it's less garbage than an actual hot pocket, then all the better.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're usually packaged in packs of 2, and it's just like one big box of a bunch of packs of 2.
I can see Wazzy screaming in all caps in response to the parfait thing.
Yeah, saying, Raku, you didn't even know me then.
That's true, but I don't have to have been there to understand the bit. Having learned about the lore, it's still funny.
Yeah, because I believe that was Yeah, that would have to have been pre-October 2018. Because I remember specifically October 2018 because we were in New York. We were at New York Comic Con, and we were making meme jokes on Twitter, where Wazzy was biting into an empanada saying, "This parfait is delicious."
But the actual incident about the discussion of the item itself was on a stream?
Yes.
Ah, okay. It's funny.
Yeah,
Her
and-
content should be branded as educational based on some of those bits. People learn so much.
Yeah, and here and there's a lot of things which, honestly, it's not just like Wazzy learning things. It's like there's a lot of things where Wazzy and I or other people will actually talk about just random stuff that happens up here in Canada, and other people are like, "Wait, that's a thing up there?" And it's like, "Yeah, it isn't for you."
Yeah. It's kind of good for just. Oh.
Oh no.
Let's hopefully give it a second. Last time it did this, yeah, it just paused and then resumed.
Oh, there we go.
I think it has to do with just the emulator that's running the PS2 software.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, Wazzy, it's not like we're trying to bully you. We're reminiscing about some of the Toxicure stream greatest hits.
Greatest
They're
bits.
just some good memories. That's one of those things that like there's been a lot of growth amongst like I would say all my friends who are streaming. Like Wazzy, you, like I knew Ramen before Ramen started streaming. Bits even. Like it's really endearing to see all of my friends like really grow and cultivate what they do, and like a live streaming platform. It's really really nice.
I agree. It's definitely interesting content to sort of either consume or be there to witness.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's interesting. That's why I've been enjoying streaming a lot, just because it's very new. And looking at the list, I think I was mistaken. These last ones won't open until New Game Plus. And once we beat God Hand, because again, I don't think it's going to take the full stream next time, we can take a look at what the arena unlocks. I won't think I'll run through them unless we need some more.
Unless we need a lot of time.
We might, but basically it's bosses. It's all the major boss encounters show up in these last ones. And then 50 is the fight against Devil Hand. And then the Secret 51 I told you about is Super Gene.
Yeah. It's double God Hand Gene.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and book back to the entrance, and we'll do sort of our wrap-up for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, next stage in the tower is Japan's elite obese ninja, a.k.a. Chris Farley from Beverly Hills Ninja. Rest in peace.
Oh, right. Yeah. Let's see. And Lion here was saying I was spending the past 2 days connecting chat names to people in the Team Toxicure picture Wazzy drew. One has me stumped. They're behind Banani and look like a cat. I
would have to
don't
look
know.
at the...
I'd have to relook at the art to see if I could suss it out.
That is posted to the server. Is it under... or the Discord servers under stream art or regular art?
I'm just double checking stream art.
Oh, she didn't do it on
think it was
stream,
there.
so I'm assuming Wazzy art?
Wait.
Oh, I see
it
it.
would be under Wazzy art. There
Right.
it is. Behind Banani looks like a cat.
Is that Lion?
That could be Lion Tamer.
Directly above her in the back. It looks like a lion character, so I'd say... I'm assuming that's...
Even Wazzy saying shit, dude. I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
She needs to create a legend for all of these, for folks who might not know who everybody is in reference. Because I recognize some of them, but like, who's the big flying butt cheeks in the upper left?
I That's a solid question.
Is the
Yeah,
underbar with
I
the
see.
J? Is that supposed to be J Thought Izzle?
Yeah, I think that's J-Thought Izzle. Sour Lad's back there, very clear. Draft Swine is the one down by Takuno.
Yeah, and Iconic Boar is the one with the crown.
Yeah, Iconic Boar's the one with the crown. I see Red Vaporeon behind Dr. Cowbell there.
Kiwi's the one with the arms on the far right.
Yep. Kitchen Sink is in the bottom left.
Who's the one directly to the left of me? The thing that looks like a mouth with an eye inside it.
Oh. What was I saying? The butt is just a butt. The J with the underwear is J Thought. I just drew some shit. I do not know who the eye in the, or the object in the teeth. I don't know if it's an eye either. It might be like a disc.
See, this is why we need a lore legend that says
Yeah.
all the references.
Oh yeah, and Naked Snake's right behind you. It's a snake with a bandana.
Oh yeah, and I see Gears to the right of Frost.
You see Gears were there. Oh, it's DVD Wing.
Oh. Who's the person
DVD
directly
wing
behind
in a mouth.
Wazzy? Is that supposed to be Dr. Cowbell?
Oh no, Dr. Cowbell is the red balloon.
Okay.
I know that one for sure.
Who's the orange person behind Wazzy?
Oh, that's our good friend Gritty.
I do not know Gritty.
They don't join on streams super often. They were in more often in older streams. A lot of the stuff that we were doing, like very large group stuff. They're a friend we know IRL.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah, I really like it.
Try to figure out who's what is interesting. And who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
just-
in a year, Walls will have to redraw it with even more iconic
Yeah,
characters.
we'll
from
have to expand upon it.
the Rogues Gallery.
Put another layer behind that layer.
It's basically just become like a Smash Brothers mural, just stretching
Yeah.
like to the side.
Everyone is here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will go ahead and wrap up for today. I feel like we had a lot of rapid progress towards the beginning, and then we just sort of turned it into a podcast for like the last hour and a half while I noodled around in the arena.
Hey, and that's never a bad thing. Had a lot of fun convos, like learning more about fighting games. I think, especially because now that we discovered that we do have a lot of samey fighting games, we might need to do something fighting game-ish.
Yeah, I think so. I'm down to help organize some sort of structured environment that we can do across streams to be able to get people together. Maybe we can use Persona 4 Arena Ultimax as a catalyst for doing that, since we know some people out in the community so far are going to be picking that up.
Yeah, I know a few people in the community. We have a couple of our friends here that are probably going to be picking it up. Not they're kind of like unsure if they're going to, but it's more a matter of we're going to try to make it into more of a thing that like we can play even off stream.
Just tell your friends that the more of them that pick it up, the more likely Atlas will mod in rollback netcode.
Oh, please.
That's the lure.
Please, yeah. Yeah, give us netcode and also give us some actual legit DLC characters for the PC version.
Yeah, one can only hope. Alright, let me do this. I'm going to pause the audio, and then we'll take a look at the raid list, and we'll figure out who we can go harass.
Yeah. I was going to say there's 2 on my list who I'm pretty sure are also on yours, but I'm not sure.
I see Dio. I see the Prince. We have not bothered the Prince recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Dio is playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, Dio and Peen Bean are playing Elden Ring right now.
Oh, I see Peen Bean down there.
Yeah.
That dude changes his name a lot.
Yeah, he really does.
Let's go harass the Prince. Looks like he's just chatting. So I'll take us to the outro, and then we will go ahead and go see what His Royal Highness of Cursed Food Videos is doing right now.
Yeah.
But thanks everyone for tuning in and coming along with the ride. We are looking at the final next week, Final Forgotten End. And it should be a real ordeal. So if my suffering continues to amuse you, feel free to drop by.
Absolutely, yeah. And that one, both Wazzy and I will be joining you for sure, because that's going to be an absolute blast to see the end all together.
Yep, and also thanks to my co-host as usual, Matt, for coming along and providing excellent commentary.
I try my best.
And we will head out. So I'll catch you folks in the next stream. Let's see. Once that thing kicks off, I can pull a plug on